Good morning, Macon, Georgia. Good morning, Middle Georgia, and everyone else around the world through the World Wide Web. This is the morning roast for Wednesday, Camel Day, July the 24th.
Baby, hump day.
July 24, 2013. You're on live from the doghouse with Irv, Ed, and DB. Yours truly here.
Good morning, everybody.
Yes.
Hopefully you all doing good this morning.
Exactly.
Yeah, a bunch of humpers.
Yeah.
It is. It's 8:12 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, Macon, Georgia. It's 70 degrees with a high of 91 and a low of 72.
Boom shakalaka. That's what Deadpool says. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't heard that saying in a while.
Yes.
Man. What's going on there, Derek? How you feeling? Look at you. We're all in white and I'm all in black. I think
We're doing a remake of Stevie Wonder's and Paul McCartney's song Ebony and Ivory.
Ebony. I'm supposed to be Michael Jackson? Jeez.
Stevie Wonder.
Wow.
You're the one with the glasses.
Yeah, you're Michael Jackson.
Well, who's Paul McCartney?
I am. Actually, I'm a big Paul McCartney fan. I actually liked him more than John Lennon until I got much older.
Okay.
Yeah, John Lennon was too radical for me when I was young.
Oh, I see.
Then, of course, I discovered more of his music after he was dead. Then I realized, shoot, I missed out.
Yes.
Starting Over was really the album that turned me on to him. Anything before that was all right. But Paul McCartney actually is in the Guinness Book of World Records as one of the greatest composers, I believe, after Beethoven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But then again, he's got enough money to give himself all that bullshit acclamation, so who knows?
I see.
So, but anyway, good morning, everybody. Let me say good morning to my friends here. We got DS Photo Guy, always right on it, baby. That man is a good man right there. DS Photo Guy, Earl, Big Skillet is on, my nuts itch. Actually, they do this morning. Deadpool is on 515018. There's another number there I can't see. But I just call you Deadpool. How's that? And
Yes.
flicking the... hold on. Jeez. As soon as I went, it kind of shrunk up. All right, flicking the something. Gay Realities. Our friend George Zimmerman. A killer and a hero all at once. Jim Crow. We got Montana Spring, O.J. Simpson, who's doing, 35 years?
Yeah.
And Steven is back, and Too Much, Volpa Bite 2, good morning Volpa Bite, Zappa 1, and,
Hydroponic.
yeah,
Yes.
Hydroponic. Yeah, there you go. Oh,
Yes,
and DJ Fugas just got on. Welcome, my Russian cosmonaut.
Yes.
Anyway, so let me see. What else is we got some stuff in the news that's exciting for downtown Macon. We're gonna start off there,
Yes, we do.
which may wind up me moving to a new doghouse because I want to live downtown, and the apartments there are only $600, and you're right in the heart of downtown.
But is it cheaper than this place?
No, it's not. This place is only I'm paying like $370
Okay.
for the house. Over there, it'll be $600 for an apartment. But it is downtown, and you never know. Yeah, I don't know yet. The other thing is, I don't know if they'll let my dog there. So that may be a problem. Maybe I'm
Yes.
stuck here in the hood. But I'll try anyway. We'll see. But Macon City Council members got a preview of downtown's newest residential space, the Dannenberg Lofts. Now, just to give you another preface here, the Dannenberg Lofts was a big department store back in the, up until like the 60s, I believe. And old man Dannenberg still walks the streets of Macon. We've talked about it, and the owner, he's about 100 years old. I mean, I don't know how old he is, but he still walks around. And he was the owner of that building and the owner of the store, and they went out of business around the time when Target's was becoming kind of big. Target's and Walmart, those stores started taking over.
Right.
Then he went out of business. About 1/3 of the building's 65 apartments will open up next week. The rest is scheduled to be open by the end of August. The building has several new amenities such as appliances and video system. Each unit by designer Gene Dunwoody Jr. He's a good chap. I like Gene. I like his wife Jean. Dunwoody, one of the richest families here in Macon. They built literally half of the buildings in downtown Macon. Yeah. His grandfather was Elliot Dunwoody Sr. Yes. And he has a history. He was a short guy like me. He loved people, loved life, loved women, loved wine, and had big parties. He had a lot of social circles during his era in the early 19th century. And he just was a good guy. I mean, he just loved people. And what he did was he learned the art of architecture, which includes everything. It includes you have to know people, you have to know psychology, yes. You have to know, obviously, how to draw, measurement, yes. And there's so many things that are attached to an architect. You're almost better than a doctor, you know. You really got to know people, you got to know structure, you got to know height, weight, yes. Light, plants. You got to know a lot of crap. And this guy knew how to do it.
Okay.
You know, that's why downtown Macon is so adorable. If you go to downtown Macon, it really is nice. It's just too bad that most of the nice things are boarded up. But they're coming alive. Am I right?
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm glad it's becoming more and more open to the public. I just hope it'll be able to spread out citywide, because there's some parts in Macon, particularly here in South Macon and West and East, and I mean we already know about North Macon because that's the richest part.
North Macon, yeah. But they got a lot of those cardboard wooden boxes that'll go up in a tornado like that. Mm-hmm. Downtown Macon, however, is all brick, old, really strong steel structures, stuff that was made that was a hell of a lot better made. Mm-hmm. In North Macon is all, house of cards. I mean, paper and garbage, wood. You take a look at those houses up there. Yeah. They're all crappy looking. And they all look the same, don't they?
Well, yeah, those McMansions.
Yeah, McMansions. They're not even, like fast food houses.
Yeah.
They put them up in a week. I mean, garbage. Downtown isn't like that. It's all brick, old, steel, different. Hell of a lot more. Anyway, anytime anything comes downtown and motivates other investors to come in, and that's why this has been done. It's going to continue to do that. Downtown is going to become not only a place for shoppers to return, but also for people to come live here as residents. That was Henry Fickling, our friend Henry. Mm-hmm. And to those, to keep those investors coming, council member, which I didn't even know she existed, although I've seen her face quite a few times, Nancy Eheat, says the city will do its part. Sure. We got to take care of the sidewalks, 3rd Street Park. Wow. I've been talking about the sidewalks since I got here. Mm-hmm. Now, because this building went up, now they're going to brown nose and try to fix up the sidewalk. But meanwhile, they wouldn't fix them up to begin with for so many years.
I think it's Nancy White. That's what it was. That's her name. They misspelled her name.
Oh, no kidding. No kidding. There you go.
W with an E. I don't know how you get that.
Yeah, Nancy White. You're right. I never heard of her. I heard of Nancy White. You're right. I have. Anyway, so I'm excited about downtown. And we'll see. ATT said, I've noticed a majority of the new houses and made of that crappy-ass press board. Not sure of the real name. You're right. It's called, what do they call that? It's press board or cardboard or whatever.
Yeah, it's basically just made out of old wood chips.
Wood chips that are glued together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Something like that. Well, I do have some news. The Warner Robins Police Department may be welcoming a new vehicle to their team, and it's an armored one. City Council members approved the purchase of the new $250,000 all-terrain vehicle. 13 WMAZ's Jennifer Millay explains why the police department says the city needs one. It's difficult at times not knowing who's going to be shooting back, explains Chief Brett Evans. Says that's something Warner Robins police officers who responded to an active shooting situation last month off Peach Blossom Road know all too well. Says each orange flag in those pictures represent a bullet hole in the squad car, I guess according to the pictures. Although Chief Evans says although officers wear protective vests, it's not enough. We call them bulletproof, but the bulletproofness is really dependent on what the bullet is. That's why they're asking for the city for a Lenco Bearcat G3 or an all-terrain armored response vehicle.
Yeah.
A vehicle like this is designed to be bulletproof up to a certain caliber and then bullet resistant beyond that, says Evans. Says that if you keep his officers safe, this will keep his officers safe. It says if you have a situation where the officers come under fire, sometimes they're put into a situation where they're not able to get back into their vehicles, retreat, or find cover.
Looks like something that a Nazi truck.
What the hell is that?
Looks like something that a Nazi
That
truck.
doesn't even look like a freaking police car. Are you out of your mind?
It's an armored vehicle.
I'm telling you, the police are becoming a military. We're going to be living in a freaking military dictatorship. I'm telling you. I mean, we got Obama in there. He's a nice guy. But let me tell you, when we get our next president, whoever the hell he is, I bet you any money that guy's going to be like a freaking dictator. Literally.
Dang,
This is scary crap, don't you think?
Well, yeah, very.
They're going to take guys like me and guys like Rocco and throw us in a cell. That you can't talk.
Hey, you guys can start your own show.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Rocco and Irv.
See, guys like him, they're going to
No,
love.
wait, it'd be Rocco and Irv live from The Rock.
From the Rock House.
Yes. Welcome to the Rock.
What the hell,
Yes.
man? That's scary, dude. That really, that doesn't even look like a police car. That is a freaking military Humvee.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It costs $250,000. Says it. Well, it
All
says
this money.
Says Evans. Chief Evans says the it won't just come in handy in a standoff. They also take it with them when they're serving a high risk search warrant. High risk meaning that they're going to hit a house that we know is involved with narcotics, drug cartels and what have you. And when one or more of the people are known to be armed at the time, that's when they probably use something like that. If they have go one-on-one against like a small drug cartel or something.
Have you ever seen a dictator?
No, not in person. No.
Oh my God.
That is a dictator.
Yes, there you go.
Oh.
That's a dictator.
Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that, Ed. That's very, very nice. Very nice. Oh yeah,
Can
oh
you not prize
Cocknose.
with that, please?
Yeah, Cocknose is on. Is he on? There's a picture of Cocknose.
Wow.
Unfreaking believable, Ed. How do you get away with that? Good morning, coffee guy is here.
What's that supposed to be? Vegetable porn now?
Well, I guess we can get away with that one, no?
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, yeah, what are you going to do? That's the way the United States government's going to slowly become a police state. I mean, I'm telling you, they're already ganging them up.
Irv, it's not slow. It's happening fast.
Yeah, it is happening fast.
It's happening
I
fast.
think FEMA is going to become, forever a military establishment. Oh, all right, FEMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the way I pronounce establishment, I guess that's what they're going to say. Forever a military establishment.
Yeah. Establishment.
Yeah, chat.
Yeah. Forever, meaning always.
Yeah, oh, that's right. There you go.
There's
Give up your guns, Irv. You can trust the police. Of course, they will protect you. Yeah.
Good morning, coffee guy. Good morning. I haven't seen you in a while here.
I know, it's good to
How
have you.
do you feel about your brother running for mayor?
Yeah, look at that. And by the way, he's getting some good press. Let me just say that. He was all over the Telegraph yesterday. He was all over Fox and 41 and all over the place. Of course, they like to throw up that And he was arrested.
Oh yeah, they do show that
But I made
picture.
sure I put it out there.
You're not Kang.
You're out of the loop? What kind of a brother do you have? That's your little brother. Yeah, he likes the limelight. You're telling us? Yeah, of course he does. We knew that from the get-go.
Yes, definitely.
There he is.
Where? There he is. There's your brother, right there. Yeah. Everything my grandfather fought for, and you're theirs for nothing, but a waste of people died for this country for nothing. A bunch of low-life MF. We don't give a damn. Okay. Mo, let it all out.
My next role,
Mo,
man, you're a
throw
candidate.
up.
The Monopoly man.
Yeah, that's his next role. Believe it or not, that's the thing. He's such a good actor that if you saw him on the news, he was so cool and everything. Yurak, he sends me a message. Yurak Wildcat, he's on here most of the time, some of the time. He sent me, he said, oh, he seems so calm. Of course. Anthony's a freaking actor. If he wants to be calm, he can be calm. If he wants to be a son of a bitch, he can be a son of a bitch. If he wants to be funny, he can be funny. He's an actor. He's been doing it for 30 years or over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Acting. Yes. Acting.
Oh, that's all right, Mo. You could, as long as you don't sound like Rocco, Mo, you could. I hope you feel better after the show.
Yes.
We're going to try to make it a little bit more, I can't even think of the word, so how the hell am I going to do it? I don't even know. Positive. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, but I have
Upbeat. Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, upbeat. Yeah, upbeat.
Yeah, we're going to make it upbeat.
Upbeat, up in the air, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, not that many planes have been going that way. I mean, the Asiana flight, and then you had the one with that crash landing.
Yeah, they're all crash landing.
What is going
what the
on?
hell is wrong with Boeing?
I don't know,
Boeing
man.
is going nowhere.
Going and Boeing, gone.
And
yes.
and where the hell's the sound effect? Oh, we ain't got it.
Boeing,
It's just
gone.
like Boeing.
Yes, Boeing, gone. Yeah.
Crashes. Anyway, so what's on your 100-year-old T-shirt today? Oh, great! Check this out. This is a band called
What,
Lanterns. They were playing at Rosa Cafe, and they were selling the T-shirt. Most of the time, these bands like to sell their T-shirts for $20 and $15. And I always say, who the hell's going to pay $15 for a T-shirt that's just promoting you? You know, I'll pay $20 for a T-shirt that maybe has Bugs Bunny on it or something, some famous character. But anyway, I paid $10 for this shirt, and there it is, a lantern. You can probably see it. What the hell? I can't even. This way. There you go.
Yeah, there it is.
It's got a
There
nice
it is, right
look
there.
to it.
There
Very
it is.
nice. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
but yeah.
it's got some angel or girl on it walking through fields of who the hell knows? Some vegetables, flowers, and all that crap.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, speaking of
what am I gonna
crashing and
flex
burning.
there, Deadpool? I can't even flex. I ain't got no muscles. Cool shirt.
Yeah.
Become a fashionista. Very good. I will do
Yes.
that. You don't like my hat? What the hell?
Well, it matches. It matches. I'm just still going on, man, because it seems like the things with planes going down. It's actually hit home here in Macon.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, plane makes emergency landing at Macon Regional. Yes, true story. Just hours after the hard landing at New York's LaGuardia Airport, a similar close call came today at the Macon Regional Airport.
Unfreaking believable. You can't even be safe in your house here where
Yes.
a plane crashes through. Never mind
Yeah.
the thugs breaking in and doing a house.
Right.
Yeah.
See, it happened just noon yesterday.
Yeah.
Happened noon yesterday.
Was anybody hurt?
Well, according to this, the plane landed safely with 5 passengers on board, so no one was hurt. Faulty nose gear is what was suspected to be the cause, and we're told that the plane did a few circles around the airport as officials tried to determine the extent of landing gear problems, and all 5 passengers were not injured.
Thank God.
They changed planes and continued their flight.
Hey, are you kidding? They changed planes.
I'm sorry.
Those are some gutsy freaking people, right?
Yeah, I would have said bump that. I would have just went to the Greyhound bus station and just go Greyhound.
Get a bicycle. Shit, at that point, get on the plane again. These people are nuts. I'm telling you, people are crazy. Well,
they must get like GED.
They got a lot of
the pilots must be getting
cojones.
These people must got like some GED pilot licenses or something, because it's like, what's going on with this?
I told you, a friend of mine, Jeff Lanier, he's up in Lilburn. He, as a gift, I mean, I came out of the hospital with open heart surgery, and he's calling my house, and I'm like, who the hell? Who is this guy? Well, he's a brother from my church, and he said, hey, I want to give you a surprise. I said, sure. He says, meet me at Gwinnett Airport. I'm like, I guess I'm going to go on a ride, or maybe I'm going on a Caribbean cruise, or what the hell? Yeah. So I met him there, and guess what? He took me up on a prop plane. I'd said this story before. And I drove or flew, I actually should say, the plane for about 20 miles. Mm-hmm. He let me fly it. Scary as hell.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
Sure it was.
Noisy. You know, you gotta have those. No wonder they have those headphones. The freaking planes are loud. But anyway, I didn't land it.
Yeah, okay. I remember back at the Georgia State Fair, they used to have helicopter rides, and you got to like get really low to get so you won't get cut up by the blades and stuff. You know, so a helicopter or a plane is always going to be some type of risk, always.
Yeah. Hey, Knucklehead, you said something about you winning your inheritance in Nigeria. Be careful. I've had those. There was like 100,000, and they, they ask you to give you information and all that.
Take care, Earl.
It's a scam.
Take care.
Earl is gone. Goodbye, Earl. Have a good day. Got another job interview. Well, I hope you get it.
I hope so too, man.
Well, he's gone already. Yeah. Well, is he gone?
Yeah.
Goodbye. Go to that interview. Don't be late. First sign. No pooch. You know, my dog is kind of very shy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very, very, very shy. And, oh Lord, look who's on. Rocco, I saw your tape. What the hell is that all about, dude? You sound like a freaking bipolar nutcase. What's going on with you?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what's going on? Yeah, which tape? Somebody put your tape up on a link, and we looked at it, and it looks like you're a madman screaming and yelling. And what the hell is going on with you, Rocco? You look like such a nice guy. I mean, physically, you look all right. I mean, I wouldn't want to be behind you or rather in front of you in a grocery store. You'll probably like start going off on me. But I saw your tape. It looks really. Mm-hmm. I'm a bipolar nutcase, and I lived in Brooklyn. That explains it. That explains. Well, good to have you on, Rocco. Please today.
You know, I wouldn't mind having him on my side in a zombie apocalypse.
Oh,
there
yeah.
You go.
Oh,
well, Rocco, please, no racist stuff, because today I'm not going to put up with it. Please, all right? And don't distract the chatters today either with your bullshit. Just sit calmly by. You have your own show. You can do that all over anytime you want on your own show. Which, by the way, it's very entertaining. You know, considering you're only one big guy there. You know, It's not so bad, dude. So,
you drink beer or you drink liquor?
Yeah. Probably. I wanted to post an audio like for Herb, but I send it to you in the IM. Okay. Herb, I ask you one thing though. Go ahead. Okay. What is it? Maybe you said, may I ask you? Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Rocco. Ask me. All right, he's probably typing it out while he's typing.
Yeah, it's 8:37 a.m.
Yeah, move on to the next story.
Yeah, when you were talking about beer or liquor, I think you might need to add some sustenance to your diet, but it seems like it's already getting there as food stamp rolls swell in Georgia. This is coming from Atlanta. The number of people relying on food stamps in Georgia is rising. It says the program a year ago provided food assistance to a record 1.991 million people in the state a year ago, nearly 2 million. Nearly a quarter of them were 6 years old or younger. By this June, the program had added 40,000 more recipients. The AJC, Atlanta Journal-Constitution, reports that those numbers have nearly doubled since the economy slid into recession in late 2007. Georgia suffered more than most states, and it's still hundreds of thousands of jobs below its pre-recession levels. Moreover, many jobs have been added are low-paying positions. About 58% of working-age recipients are working. Meanwhile, Georgia has surged from having the 15th highest proportion of food stamp recipients to number 6,
Yeah.
the 6th highest.
We discussed this yesterday, and here's
Yeah.
the thing. That's how bad this economy's gotten, guy. That how are people going to live? I mean, I always thought about this. What the hell? How else are they going to live? Are they going to then go out and rob banks? They're going to go to jail if they rob banks. They're going to go to jail if they embezzle. They're going to go to jail. So how are people supposed to live? This is the reason why suicide rate is so high. This is the reason why so much mayhem and so many robberies and so much of that. I'm not talking about over drugs and all that. I'm talking about just your everyday living. I mean, how the hell are you supposed to live and eat if you got no money, you got no job?
And obviously no food either.
And no food?
Yeah,
Yeah, Hunger Games. Deadpool, you're right.
exactly.
48 million people on food stamps. And then what happens is, it's almost like, like having a mental illness. It has a terrible stigma to it.
Right.
Like, oh, you're on food stamps? You can't be on food stamps?
Yeah.
Kiss my ass. How many of you people out there have worked your whole life, gave to taxes, paid taxes whether you wanted to or not, and then you're going to have to turn around and maybe say, you know what, I paid in for so many years. After all, that's my money, because that's how the government is set up, right?
Right.
You pay taxes so that in the end you'll be able to get some of that back to make a living. That's what they call Social Security. If not, it's not. It's just social. It's security. It's supposed to help you. So people shouldn't be ashamed if they have to do it. You know? Exactly.
You went 6
Look at that
years?
nose.
Wow.
I love these names, dude.
Wow. Diaz,
That's
you
a good name.
You went
That's a
6
good name.
years
Which
without
one
a
is that?
decent gig. Diaz Photo Guy says, I went
Yeah.
6 years without a decent gig, but I finally landed. Yeah. I'm supposed to take a test later today at, I guess, write-in test over at Technical College later today. I'll explain it later if I get the job, that is.
Yeah.
Because it's been going on. It'll be 3 years in November since I was let go.
Wow. And you know what
Yeah.
starts to happen is you start to kind of lose your talent. I mean, unless you're sitting there at home playing with your Fisher Price toy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of lose the dexterity is what I mean.
Yeah.
The ability. You have to stay in training. And let me finish what Look at That Nose said. If you work your whole life, you should have had a little money saved up. You're not entitled to shit. Well, let's put it this way, Look at That Nose. It's right under your nose, the reality that you do pay taxes, unless you're one of those that got paid under the table, then you don't get shit.
Yeah.
But if you have paid taxes, you are entitled to it. And yes, you're going to put some money aside. And that's a smart thing to do. But that's what you're doing when you're paying taxes. So now you're going to have two set aside. You got to set aside a little money. And then, of course, you pay your taxes. And in the end, you'll be able to get something back. But if not, and you're right, Social Security is not to be dependent on, and yes, you are entitled to it. Let go of that. That's just a feeling. It's not reality. For you to say you're not entitled to it, that's just your feeling. That's just your opinion. That's just your, oh, I don't like people to be on the dole attitude. Welcome to America. This is the way we work here. Franklin Delano Roosevelt signed it into law before you were probably born. Anyway.
Talking about
you got
food.
a decent education, all that would be a job that provides pension rendering. Look at the pensions right now. What do you think is bankrupting all of Detroit? All those freaking pensions they can't even pay out.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what happened with the air traffic controllers when Ronald Reagan booted their ass out of there. What do you think happened to their pension?
Gone.
Gone.
Gone. And that
pensions
was like,
is
30
shit.
years ago?
That's a $10 word for I'm getting over on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
true.
believe in them because there's no company right now that exists that's either stable or honest or trustworthy. There isn't. You have to go out and create your own right now. That's what America's really about. America is you're on your stinking own asses.
Being entrepreneur.
USA.
Yes.
Try to come up with an acronym.
Oh, okay.
You're
Well,
on your
speaking
own.
of food and or lack thereof, there's a story that says Georgia seeks comment on nutritional assistance program.
I sound pretty ignorant, Knucklehead, and you got the name Knucklehead. How do I sound ignorant? Because I'm telling you the truth and you can't discern it, you can't figure it out, so I must be talking Chinese. I'm talking the truth, brother. Or sister, whatever the hell you are. Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Well, as I was saying, this is in Atlanta. Health officials in Georgia are inviting the public to comment on a state nutrition assistance program. The Georgia Department of Public Health plans to hold a public comment period on the social supplemental nutrition program for women, infants, and children from August 5th through September 6th. Health officials say that the month-long comment period is meant to encourage Georgians to comment on the successes of the program and on areas where it could improve. The program, known as WIC or WIC, aims to promote positive food choices and good health by providing food options based on their nutrient content, availability throughout the state, and cost. There are more than 1,400 retailers across the state that participate in the WIC program food delivery system.
Wow. All right. Well, I would agree with some of that, Volpabite, that the socialists are going to take over and take your freedom. But here's the thing. Our country has been blindsided to think that we haven't been socialist for a long time. What do you think the military is? Huh? Mm-hmm. What do you think the military is? It's a freaking social system. We're socialists right to the core. We've been socialists. It's just that we've been sold a bad bill of goods by saying that we're free. Free my ass. We ain't free. We live in a socialist society, whether you like it or not, just because of the military. Take a look at the police department. That's socialist. Take a look at the way we run our government. Take a look at everything around you. The government provides a lot of the services that we have.
Yeah. Coffee Guy says something very interesting. He says the current workforce cannot support them because of how the system works.
Yeah.
I mean, I think because since we have like $16 trillion in debt, and then I mean, I think these people are actually arresting poor people on purpose just to have them as a work labor force, a cheap labor force, in order to keep themselves afloat. I mean, how else can you explain themselves still having the highest economy at GDP, but yet still be $16 trillion in debt?
Right. Well, Deadpool consumerism, that's not too far away from communism, really. And Diaz Photo Guy, you're right. Corporate America's profits are at an all-time high, so I would say we can afford to feed the sick, old, and poor. There's money there. When I hear there's no money and that we're broke, that's all bullshit. That is all a lie. There is enough money in the till for us to do whatever the hell we want. But you know why we won't do it? Because we have another government called the Federal Reserve that was invented by the Masons. or whatever, the Illuminati, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
By Bernanke, that bald-headed creep comes out. He spits out one word and the whole freaking stock market goes crazy like a stuck pig squealing like a little pig. Meanwhile, there's money here. There's money. Money is not, lacking at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. We're just all being fooled to think. They want us to think like a third world country. Because America's been spoiled for so long. We throw away so much food. Billions of pounds of food every day we throw in this card. Somebody said, you know what? America's really spoiled son of a bitch. Let's make him like Zambian.
Oh, yeah, Namibia.
Or
yeah.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
Or Libya.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what other countries poor as hell?
Somalia.
Somalia.
Yeah.
Zimbabwe. Let's make them look like that.
Haiti.
Yeah. Haiti. Forget about it.
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
You can
Yeah,
stop me
they
at
banged
any
us.
time. You can,
They banged us and kept us on a leash.
yeah.
Bang a leash.
Yes.
Yeah. Like dogs.
Yeah.
Vorpabite says 17 trillion in debt. Bullshit, Vorpabite. It's made up. You're right. There'll never be enough surplus money. But if America really wanted to just wipe everything out, they could. They could do that.
Even DS Photo guy said, for the cost of Bush's illegal war in Iraq, we could have fed people for 100 years.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, that's right. And that's another problem. We got leaders in there. Obama gets screwed over every minute because he's, he did this Obamacare, which hasn't really taken effect. And from what I see, I think the hospitals are smartening up and becoming. We have a story we're going to bring up where the medical center that our friend over here, DS, works at, they're about to come group up together, something Central Georgia Medical Healthcare System. They're smartening up, and after all, when you go to these hospitals, they charge you $1,000 for a freaking biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
That they give to you in the morning. It's like worse than living in a big hotel.
Yeah, talking about food. Like, how about this, from food to the common things and food stamps? That's some more food-related things. This is really getting depressing.
Yeah.
So some Georgians, right? This is from Kenny B from WMAZ. How about that? CBS affiliate for Macon, Georgia.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
This from Washington says more than 250 people in at least 6 states have come down with a stomach bug that could be linked to foodborne illness.
Yeah, Lord.
The Center for Disease Control, CDC, says that cyclospora infection causing diarrhea and other flu-like symptoms have been reported in Iowa, Nebraska, Texas, Wisconsin, Georgia, and Connecticut.
Here we go.
The CDC says 10 people have been hospitalized, and most of the reported illnesses occurred from mid-June to early July.
And they're coming out of where? Where is this food coming from?
Well, they haven't said it yet, but they said it's been reported in Georgia here, as well as Connecticut, Texas, Wisconsin, Nebraska, and Iowa. The Food and Drug Administration is investigating the cyclospora infections, which are most often found in tropical or subtropical countries and have been linked to imported fresh produce in the past. The illness is usually spread when people ingest food or water contaminated with feces. The agency says it isn't yet clear whether the cases from all of the states are linked. And you know what happens when you get when you have something connected with feces, you end up getting E. coli.
Yeah. Oh God. Terrible. You ever have I think having a headache and a stomach ache are like the 2 worst things. You'd rather have a broken freaking leg.
Mm-hmm.
But well, God forbid that I should get one. But what I'm saying is, it really is hell when your stomach or you have a major headache that doesn't go away. I think those are the 2 most debilitating illnesses.
Yes.
You know?
Right.
And sometimes I think the stomach ache is better than the headache because when you go and take a dump, somehow it relieves it for a little while. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let's take a look at what some of these guys have been saying besides anything else. Coffee Guy left. Let me see. Cocknose. Rocco saying the reason is white colonial rule. You're going there. I thought we said we weren't going to do that. All right, let me see. Yep, I woke up with one. Shaka Zulu loves you, Cocknose. All right. Every time my husband cooks, he says, "It's good, Missy." I go, I don't know what you guys are talking about. You guys are just so off subject. Here we go. The entire water table and water sources in America are being polluted. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
I had some bad foods. Once I was at the toilet crapping paper and puking in a trash can at the same time. I've been there, believe it or not. Anyway, yeah, I mean, foodborne illness, just be careful. And also, get in the habit. I didn't really have that habit growing up. We just kind of, my mom would put the food on the table. We'd run in and eat. And get in the habit of washing your hands before you eat. I mean, it really helps. It really does. And because you never know, it's important. You don't know what you touch or what semen you happen to touch without knowing, or what somebody snot, or who the hell knows? Somebody's dribble. You don't know.
Kind of lost my appetite.
Yeah. The government is locking people up and seizing their land because they harvest rainwater? Huh? All right. Well, we got plenty of rain here in Georgia.
Oh, yes.
It means not to be stopping. There you go, Derek.
More than enough. We got like at least 4 feet of water, of rainwater we received this year so far.
Yeah. What do you got there? You got some guy missing.
Yeah, we have a man missing from Bibb County. Ed, if you happen to have the picture of him. It says, police are searching for a man who went missing from North Bibb County last week. In a Bibb County Sheriff's Office news release, they're asking for the public's help in keeping an eye out for Samuel Joseph Marsh. The 32-year-old man was last seen walking from Arkwright Road to Riverside Drive this past Friday, July 19th. Family members say he has been suffering from a mental illness and hasn't taken his medication. He's described as about 5'8", 200 pounds with hazel eyes, a white male. He's last seen wearing a long sleeve blue shirt with white stripes, khaki shorts, and tan boots. If you have any information on the case, you can call investigator Tanya Greer at 478-621-5675.
Wow, okay. So there we go. We got not only young kids with Amber Alert, but now we got to come up with one for adults.
Yeah, yes, that's what he looks like.
Adult
Alert.
Adult Alert, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, we got some news going on around here, but it says the rainfall. Talking about the rainfall, it's wreaking havoc on our landfills. Believe it or not, because too much rain kind of exposes it. It says record rains last month caused a big mess at the city's landfill, and after passing state inspection last year for the first time in several years, the landfill failed an inspection in June. Tuesday, making Public Works Director Richard Powell, this guy, go figure.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since he got on, it seems like they can't do anything right. They just had a garbage pickup where local residents were volunteering to go and pick up garbage. Why the hell? We got a garbage department. Why can't they do that? Why do we have to have people volunteering to do that crap? Why can't they volunteer for something else?
Good question.
Why are they volunteering to pick up garbage when we have a freaking garbage department, Mr. Powell?
Yeah, sanitation.
About the only thing that Mayor Rickett did right was fire you. Once again, the city council hired you. Ridiculous. He told city council members the department has plenty of equipment and resources to fix all the erosion caused by the recent rain. Well then, why the hell are you not passing inspection, you moron? If you have all the equipment, your people walk around with these little sticks and pick up cigarette butts. And they leave the other trash behind. I've seen them with my own eyes downtown. Can't even do the job right. You got all these homeless people doing the frickin' work. Anyway, so here we go. He said plenty of equipment and resources to fix the erosion caused by the recent rain and get back within state standards. But they need some dry weather to help them out. Yeah, there you go. Wow. Yeah.
A way to clean my screen.
Yeah, there you go.
If anyone else...
Council members mostly agree the heavy rains did have an impact on the landfill, but wanted to know what Powell plans to do to fix the muddy problem. He says some of the work is already underway. That sounds like Miss Tennant. We're starting to move some more dirt in the area so we can fill up some of the ruts and start regrading the slopes and hopefully get some grass, says Powell. Last month, Macon got more than a foot of rain, more than 3 times the normal amount. I think they should, they wait until, look at that garbage. It's all over the place.
Oh yeah, it is.
They wait until it's like floating in your freaking house.
Like I said, this just early in July, I know we were already over past 41 inches of rain for this year. I mean, we're probably close to like 48 inches, close to, almost 4 feet of rainfall, just for this year alone. But what do you know, man? This is getting close. It's almost 9 o'clock right now.
Wow. Yeah, it's 8:58. We're going to go on our first break. Let's, once again, I want to thank everybody that's here today. We got a nice little audience going on.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We are, once again, #1. It's all good.
Yes.
We're trying to, I don't know if you guys saw my post yesterday, but I'm going to read it to you because I think it's important that we at least try to do something for the show. We're trying to get the show better formatted. We're trying to get the show where we can give away some stuff, T-shirts and mugs and all that other good stuff. We are right now pretty well known throughout Macon, Georgia, believe it or not. After this is what? September will be a year, I believe.
Yeah, it'll
right?
be a year.
That we've been doing the Morning Roast.
Yes, September.
So we have a 1-year anniversary. I'd like to be able to see our 1-year anniversary where we have a new format, hopefully a new camera, better reception.
Yes.
And hopefully give some stuff away. So if you guys go to the Morning Roast site, you will see my call out for donations. And the reason is because so everybody else is doing it, I might as well do it. They do it for all sorts of reasons. We're doing it for the Morning Roast because we are currently in the process of planning our show format and upgrade our show. If you would like to contribute to the show's continued success and upgrade, we need your help. By sending a check or money order for $5, $10, $15, or $20, you can make a difference by providing us with the ability to make it all possible. A gift of $25 will get you a T-shirt, Morning Roast T-shirt. So please, you can call our number, 478-254-6287, and become a full supporter. We're going to be setting up a PayPal account very soon. And the phone call is more or less just a commitment that you guys are going to make. And hopefully you'll follow through with that. And become a supporter and a sponsor for the Morning Roast. Your contribution is tax deductible, by the way. And thank you for being a part of the Morning Roast fam.
Okay.
We hope that, by putting this call out there, people will respond. And if not, it only goes to show you... Oh yeah, if I cast shirtless, well, ATT, There's not much to look at. Actually, Ed's got a picture of me with no shirt on. You guys have seen it before. That's what it looks like.
It's night. Well, anyway, it's 9:02 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time in Macon, Georgia. It's 72 degrees and cloudy in Macon, with a high of 91 and a low of 72. You're watching the Morning Roast live from the doghouse. We'll be right back.
Yeah, baby. There we go.
See you soon. Don't touch that remote or mouse.
Yeah, we can get baseball caps too. Why the hell not? People love those.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Damn.
That's ridiculous. What an idiot.
Yeah, or idiots.
No, it was a woman in the Cobra. The
Oh
last
my
one.
Lord.
She was showing off.
Oh,
She
yeah.
was wet.
What a freaking moron. That was a beautiful car.
Yeah, very beautiful car. It was lovely. Yeah,
Dude. Jesus.
Yeah, Lucky says too. Lucky it wasn't a Pinto. Yeah, she probably would have exploded or something like that.
You know, I don't have a car, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I had a car, I would be driving like an 80-year-old man, very slow, taking my time, making sure I don't bump in it.
Mm-hmm.
These morons like to take the car and burn rubber and try to show off.
Look at the cars they're coming out with now. It's 600 horsepower.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, who needs
It's
all
ridiculous.
that fucking horsepower?
Yeah,
They
I
Running
mean,
on the road.
Yeah.
unless they're gonna like,
He destroyed that car, and I almost wish I could take that car and run his ass over with it. The way it looks,
Wow.
yeah, deserved.
That's messed up in a way.
You know,
I mean, that's beautiful cars. I mean,
yeah.
I
Brooklyn
could-
folks don't drive. Yeah, right. You ever go to New York, Rocco? Yeah, it's like being in one of those games, video game.
Oh yeah, like burning rubber. Something
Yeah.
like one of those
What's the
Rolling
other
Thunder.
The famous one.
Pole Position from Atari. I remember that.
Oh, I love that game.
And what's
Love
the other
it.
one, Ed? The one that just came out. The one that's
Need for Speed?
Need for Speed.
Yeah, Need for Speed. Yes.
Yeah. If you ever go to New York, you've been to New York and love it. Oh, I love it too. By the way, when I was living
Grand
here,
Theft Auto. Yeah, that one too.
I was living here in Georgia in Lilburn. Then I went back to New York for about 3 months. I had my car. Oh my God, what a freaking shock that was. Literally, I was driving in Manhattan. It felt like I was in that video game. And I'm like, God, man, I thought Atlanta was bad. I mean, New York City, especially Manhattan, and you see, if you don't know how to drive, believe me, you're going to get in an accident. If you don't have good instincts. I had a Volvo too. I love the Volvo. Yeah, I had a Volvo. Yeah, they're very well made. I had one that had like 350,000 miles on it. And of course, I come to Macon, Georgia, and it dies on me. It didn't do anything for 3.5 years, past the 300,000 mile mark. It was doing fine everywhere else except when I got here. As soon as I got here, that freaking car, the motor burnt up. Talk about, yeah.
The world's record for most miles in the car is 3 million, and it is a Volvo. Wow.
I believe it. They're a
3
great
million
car.
miles.
People don't even know it, but they're a great car.
Anybody out there seen that new movie called Movie 43? Yeah, you know. Let's see if they respond. Funny
Anyway,
shit.
when I visit the East Coast, I guess the traffic scares and pisses me off. Too many people in a small area. That's true. And especially in New York, Manhattan traffic is horrible. I got used to it when I was there because I used to run from my my businesses were up in Harlem, actually in Yonkers, from Yonkers to Harlem, from Harlem through to Midtown, all the way downtown, Battery Park City. And I had a little Plymouth Neon. And I used to, I had a pole in the back and the dry cleaning I had. And I used to have to get certain valets at a certain time. And boy, I used to run them like a freaking bandit. The taxi drivers used to hate me. Of course, the reason why is because I call them all terrorists. It was soon after 9/11, so, everybody was a terrorist.
I see.
They couldn't stand it.
Speaking
You
of
freaking terrorists, I used to yell it out the window.
Speaking of which, or at least some mayhem. There's something in Atlanta that Atlanta police were investigating a report of a body found at Moondogs at the 3100 block of Peachtree Road in Buckhead yesterday morning and Tuesday. Police said the body was found in the business by a cleaning crew. The owner of the bar told 11 Alive News that he never seen the man before. The crew arrived at 7:30 and saw the man hanging from an outside security fence. It says there's only clearance of 6 to 7 inches between the top of the fence and the ceiling of the patio. And Atlanta police investigators say cops believe the man died accidentally while trying to rob the bar. He was climbing over a fence and got hung up in a way that asphyxiated him. Homicide Commander Paul Guarnucci was quoted, said, "It appears that he got hung up on his neck. That's why we're saying it's possible asphyxiation. Exact cause of death is depending on the autopsy. No other details were immediately available."
Yeah.
So I guess there will be an update on this later in the day.
Yeah. By the way, at the time, I guess maybe I went overboard, like being a racist in New York. It was pretty easy. You know, when you see those buildings coming down before your very eyes, it kind of traumatizes you.
Yeah.
And it'll make you hate everybody, except my firemen.
Yeah.
And I still, to this day, honor the firemen more than the police. I still think they're heroes.
Well, yeah, because fire doesn't discriminate against anyone.
Actually, I even watched that the funeral of those 19 guys that died in the fire in Colorado, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it was, I sat there and basically I felt like I attended the funeral service. I watched it all. I shed a tear. I always do.
Well, I had some stories here. It's kind of serious. As you know, my dad was served in the Army. It's been 4 years ago since he passed away, and I found this one story that was really, really good since he did serve in Korea. And I think this is a really good story. This is from CNN. It says from Pyongyang, North Korea. It says the last thing Thomas Hudner said to mortally wounded pilot Jesse Brown that he would come back for him. And 63 years later, he may probably has kept that promise. Hudner, who received the Medal of Honor for trying to pull Brown from his downed plane during the Korean War, will fly to Pyongyang on Saturday and is hoping to return to the area where his comrade had crashed. He will travel with a fellow veteran, historians, and his biographer to search for any trace of his friend's remains or the aircraft. And CNN is among 3 news agencies invited for the trip. Mm-hmm. It says on December 4th, 1950, Hudner, now 88, was part of a 6-plane formation providing air support for U.S. Marines on the ground fighting Chinese troops during the Korean War. He was a wingman to Ensign Jesse Brown, the first African-American aviator in the U.S. Navy. Both men were in their early 20s, but lived a world apart. Hudner was the white son of a successful grocery store owner in Massachusetts, while Brown's father was a Mississippi sharecropper. Brown's F-4U Corsair was damaged while flying near the Jangjing Reservoir, known as the Chosin Reservoir, by Americans in the northeast of North Korea. He crash-landed on the rough snow-covered terrain. Hudner refused to leave him. He crashed his own plane close by the intention of pulling Brown from the wreckage, but Brown's legs were trapped and Hudner was unable to free him. When a Marine helicopter landed to stage rescue, Hudner had to make an agonizing decision to leave Brown. And he said that the Marine pilot pulled me aside and said, and dusk was approaching, he could fly the helicopter in the dark and the mountainous terrain, so he had to leave. But he said I had the option of going with him or stay with Jesse, which would have been obvious suicide. Brown had crashed well behind enemy lines. If the Chinese troops didn't claim Hudner, the Korean winter would.
This is during the Korean War?
Yes.
Okay.
60 years
That
ago.
whole war was crazy. I don't even know. I'm so confused. We just got out of World War II and we jump into that.
Oh, we got World War III coming, buddy.
Yeah, well, that's already here, but we just haven't declared it. I did want to mention why I think firemen, to me, are bigger heroes than police. Because it's very important that you understand the 2 different branches, I guess, of first responders. Number one, the police, yes, they kind of put their lives on the line going out there every day, but their focus is to try to self-survive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm going out there. I got a gun, and I need to make sure that I don't get my ass killed. While the firemen, they go in there and say, you know what? I'm there to save somebody, even if my life is taken out.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big difference between somebody who goes in there making sure, of course, they try to protect each other and they take precautions to make sure that they stay safe. But some of these guys go up and they get in those fires, man, and they like, I think they just say, you know what, God, you're in control, and they go in by faith. While the police are always looking to make sure they don't get their ass shot. There's a big difference. And I appreciate them both. But that's the reason why I like firemen better.
Well, they call, your cities, like New York's bravest, Atlanta's bravest. But like I always said, fire doesn't discriminate when it wreaks havoc on people.
Well, I know. Well, it's not hero worship. It's historically used to convince poor men and boys to give their lives for wealthy people. Whatever, cop knows. Wealthy people don't normally die in fires. They got enough sense to buy.
You never hear of fireman brutality.
Yep, you got that right.
No, I think police.
Yeah.
They just, I got two friends that are cops, and they used to get picked on in school. And when they grew up, they became cops so they can get back into the rest of the world for their childhood.
Yeah. So that's the reason why I know we had actually the battalion that was in my neighborhood. Every single man died. These are guys that I would say good morning to. They were right down my block, and when they were the ones that lost every single man during 9/11. It was a horrible, horrible experience, and there was 350 firemen, I believe, died while I believe less than 100 police officers died. Nobody wants to see anyone die in a catastrophic event like that. But the firemen did lose a lot of people. A lot. At least 3 times the amount of the police.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Anyway. Horse race,
goodness.
yeah.
The worst police guy in America.
Brutality!
Yeah, the actor Steve Buscemi got his uniform on to go help. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's from Brooklyn, by the way.
He's Brooklynese.
Yeah. He's a Brooklyn boy. Irv, I have no smoke detectors.
That's
in
where
my
they get
home, that's one.
That's
in
where they
my
get the term,
scared to death
hung
of
like a
fire.
horse.
Just can't afford it. Well, Mo, I think there's a number on the internet that actually provides you free smoke detectors. It's through the fire department. I'm more than sure that they would be happy to provide you one if you can't afford one. Talk to your local fire department and see what they can do to help.
We ain't got none either.
Yeah.
We ain't got any either, by the way. We'll burn like hell in here if anything happens.
Yeah, I was just reading what DS4 got the worst police guy in America. It says Chief Kessler. Well, what did he do? For the
Chief Kessler?
Yeah, Chief Kessler.
He's part of this organization against the establishment and all that shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
Wow.
Let me see.
Yeah, I got one of his videos if you want to watch it.
Which video?
Chief Kessler.
Well, if you
Save it for
have
the next break.
yeah, that'd be good. Let's see. I was trying to find. Speaking of veterans, on this day, or at least in this month, the Battle of Fort Wagner was, well, at least the second Battle of Fort Wagner happened during the American Civil War. It was a Union attack on July 18, 1863, led by the 54th Massachusetts Volunteer Infantry, one of the first major American military units made up of African American soldiers, which was led by Colonel Robert Gould Shaw on foot while they charged, and they was killed in the assault. Although a tactical defeat, the Battle of Fort Wagner saw the action of black troops in the Civil War spurred additional recruitment that gave a Union army a further numerical advantage in troops over the South. After that battle, I think 180,000 African Americans volunteered to join the Union cause in the American Civil War. And this particular event was immortalized in the 1989 Oscar-winning movie Glory, starring Matthew Broderick and Oscar winners Morgan Freeman
Yes.
and Denzel Washington.
Glory hole. I mean, glory, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what happened recently? Speaking of Civil War,
Mm-hmm. What happened?
2 kids fell off a stone mountain.
Ooh.
And if for those of you who've never been there, literally this is like one gigantic granite rock
Yeah.
that comes out of the ground, and you take this
And it's shaped like a dome. too.
yeah, it's shaped like a dome.
Yeah,
it's
shaped like a
round,
dome.
and you take a tram up there, right? But even when the tram is going up there, I swear to you guys, it looks like that tram is going to snap and you're going to fall.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way it's built, it's just really scary like hell to get up there. And then once you get up there, it's just a big rock. There's no grass or anything. It's just a big stone.
Yeah.
And God help you if it's cold out and snowy. You're going to
it'd be very
slip off of
slippery.
that
Oh,
thing.
yes, yes.
You can anyway, especially on the edges. Well, police say 2 teenage boys have been hospitalized with serious injuries after they fell several hundred feet from a cliff at Stone Mountain Park. Park spokesman John Bankhead tells the Atlanta Journal-Constitution the boys were in a restricted area in the backside of the park when they fell. Bankhead said the most seriously injured teen was airlifted to Atlanta Medical Center, and the second teen was taken to Gwinnett Medical Center. The extent of the injury wasn't immediately clear. Bankhead says the 12-year-olds who were with them was not injured. Bankhead says there are signs telling people to stay out of the restricted area, and the children were in the park with one of their fathers. If you ever go there, if you guys ever have the ability to go to Stone Mountain, it is a wonderful place to visit.
It is a beautiful
It is
place.
unique.
I think I went there at least 3 times. I think.
And you gotta get stoned when you go to.
Yeah, well, you got to get stoned.
Well, I didn't. Well, I was when I went.
Eric,
I was when I went. I was 11.
Yeah.
I was so no.
Well,
I wasn't stoned when I.
They have an inscription. They have an inscription on the side of the mountain.
Well,
where
it's a sculpture.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is
well,
it a
you guys
sculpture?
are talking about getting stoned on a rock, and they're talking about hard nipples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you look at the side of the mountain, it has, I guess, an etching or a stone
Yes.
sculpture, or whatever, kind of carved out of the rock, and it has a picture of Jefferson Davis and all that.
Matter of fact, I'm just getting ready to talk about that.
Yeah.
It's Stone Mountain is more than 5 miles in circumference at its base and surrounded by Stone Mountain Park. The summit of the mountain can be reached by a walk-up trail on the west side or by Skyride aerial tram. It has the carving up there is really huge. Shows the 3 figures of Confederate States of America statesman Stonewall Jackson, General Stonewall Jackson, Robert E. Lee, and Confederate President Jefferson Davis.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the carving of Jefferson Davis, my old roommate up in Lilburn was the great grandson of Jefferson Davis. And let me just say this. He was a freaking carbon copy of Jefferson Davis.
Well, he had the
Completely,
same-
exactly looked like Jefferson Davis. Name is Darrell Davis.
Yes.
Brilliant kid.
It's a family affair.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of weird to have a roommate who was related to the guy that was president.
Of the Confederate
You're
States.
not
Yeah.
talking about periods.
Yeah.
Irv, are you on your period?
Huh?
Somebody said you were on your period.
I don't know. Stonewall Jackson and Robert E. Lee are statesmen.
I wouldn't be wearing white, that's for sure.
And double swimming their sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were traitors. You're right. Oh well. Didn't Stonewall Jackson fight for the North?
No, he fought for the South.
Oh.
He fought alongside Robert
Yeah,
E.
David
Lee.
and Robert.
And-
You're right. They are traitors.
Term Stonewall.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I
he
always
was
said
so,
that.
yeah.
I always said anybody that fought in the Confederacy, they were traitors, and they were, they went against the President Lincoln. No matter what, that's why they lost the war.
Well, then because they were outnumbered and
Yeah.
outgunned anyway. Even though the Confederacy had their soldiers were more accurate shooters,
Yeah.
but they were not as industrialized as the North. So and plus, along with not having being outnumbered anyway, population wise, and being less industrialized in the North and all that. Plus, not to mention a good number of slaves went to the North, fought for the side, even though there were a few thousand
They
Black
weren't
Confederate
gonna win.
soldiers too. I
They,
don't know
they
why,
were
but
not
still.
going to win. God was not going to bless their treacherous way. Just wasn't going to happen. And the way they treated slaves and black people,
Yeah, I mean,
wasn't going to happen.
it was all about money. It was all about economics. I mean,
Yep.
it was basically like I've said before. Will America continue to become an agrarian, slave-powered society, or an industrialized, immigrant-powered society? So, and basically industrialization.
Taxation without representation.
Mm-hmm.
That was part of it too.
Yes.
They didn't want to pay taxes, although they wanted to say, "You're my property."
Yeah.
Makes no sense. You can't have it both ways, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Just can't.
Even
But
if
thank
they
God
tried.
that part of the side of history is over.
At least for now.
At least for now. Of course, remnants still exist everywhere.
Yeah. Speaking of mayhem and stuff that's still going on, it says Department of Corrections investigating sex abuse cases at Macon detention centers.
Oh, I was going to read that story. Yeah, then why don't you tell that story? Here we go.
Yeah. The
Taking
Georgia
advantage of little kids.
The
now.
Georgia DOJ, Department of Justice, says it's investigating a dozen sex abuse cases at the state juvenile detention centers, including 2 in Macon. Officials say that each case meets the definition of sexual assault from the Federal Prison Rape Elimination Act, PREA, P-R-E-A. The Georgia Department of Corrections was signed the cases on July 16th. The regional and state youth detention centers in Fagan Mill Road reportedly each had one attack last year. From January 1st, 2012 through June 15th, 2013, the Department of Juvenile Justice says it found approximately 700 investigative files still open and undetermined during that time frame. Whether the attacks were youth on youth or staff on youth, officials say it cannot be determined because the previous investigations were incomplete.
Wow.
So I guess it
Well,
would be.
I don't know. That happens everywhere. I mean, and right now they're what? They're accusing not only the correction officers are probably the ones involved in it. Because these kids can't do squat without them seeing it. And if they're not seeing it, it's because they're not doing their job. So in the end, they're the ones that are to blame.
Mm-hmm.
Little kids, they're going to do whatever the hell they want.
Wow.
So, especially at that age. So, if any sexual nonsense is going on in these correction centers, these juvenile detention centers, I blame the correction officers. Keep an eye on these kids. They're going to be sexually active at that age. Especially when they have issues. They're not there because they're choir boys. They're there because they got problems.
Yeah.
And the only way that they release and feel good or whatever is by being rebels and doing things that make them feel good. Like sex. So, it's the correction office. I'm sorry to say, that's just a fact. They don't need to try to figure out whether it was the kids or the correction. It's the correction office. Yeah, the kids were doing it, but the correction officers were allowing it. Or at least turning their face against it. And believe me, I've seen it firsthand. These correction officers, they don't do their job. They live miserable lives at home. They're underpaid.
Right.
They could give a rat's ass about what kind of job they're doing. They hate their jobs. Who the hell wants to go to jail every day and watch these people all day?
Yeah, I mean.
You can go to Walmart for that.
Yeah, Cocknote says so much rape in the U.S. prison system that conviction for any crime carries a sentence of rape. It's barbaric.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My goodness.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, well, the commander of the jail is responsible, exactly. In the actions of his officer, there you go,
yeah,
Vocal Bite.
the warden, yeah.
Yeah, the warden, whatever they call him here, or there, whatever. Yeah, they're the ones. They're the ones that are responsible. Now they're going to try to pin it on the kids, and then they're going to punish the kids. Meanwhile,
This
the
is
correction
something-
officers continue. And I bet you half these guys go in the bathroom and masturbate. Well, that's all they got time to do. They don't do anything else. And you notice the most correction are big fat slobs. You know why? Because all they do is sit on their ass and eat all frickin' day. They always have some kind of a styrofoam package with chicken in it or hamburgers and french fries. They always buy food from wherever.
Well, Waffle House.
Yeah.
Pew,
Exactly.
pew, pew.
I'm serious. I mean, I've seen this with my own 2 freaking eyes. All right, 4 eyes.
All right.
Unbelievable.
Well, hopefully this story will be a good flip side 180, for this.
Well, yeah, you're right. I'm not hating on fat guys. But it depends on why you got fat. Whether it's something hereditary, I'll forgive you. But
You
it's
talking about fat in the gut or fat in the
exactly.
head?
Yeah, exactly. Or fat head. Or fat ass. Well, the other thing is, Howard Stern is I'm a big Howard Stern fan at one time. Now, I don't like looking at him, but I like hearing him on radio.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember there was somebody that was, what's his name? The guy with the real shorts, the queer guy, Simmons. Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons, yeah.
Richard Simmons was on the show. And of course, Richard Simmons is always, crying with, oh, fat people hate themselves, whatever. Anyway, Howard Stern said to him, look, Richard, if people want to lose weight, don't freaking eat. Don't eat. That's your best diet. Don't eat.
But how you gonna get nutrition? I mean, you gotta.
They got
Just
plenty of
drink water?
shakes right now. You can go out and get Ensure, and there's plenty of stuff you can take.
Okay.
Plenty of horse pills they sell you that give you all the vitamins and nutrients. Drink water.
Horse pills.
Yeah.
Well,
There's all sorts of ways that you can lose weight.
Okay.
Yeah, you can put on a sex offender registry for peeing in public, huh? Really?
Oh yeah, that is kind of messy. You can be on sex for.
Is that true?
Yeah, at least in Georgia, in certain areas. So that means you can't even pee on a bush
Well,
in your own. I mean, in your own backyard.
You
Wow.
gotta go. You gotta go. That's it.
yeah, when you gotta go, you gotta go. What if you're, you have a bladder problem? Like those commercials where the guy gotta go. Every time he sees a fountain, he thinks about he's gotta pee.
I guess you have to wear
Or
the
the
pants
woman in
I
the theater
guess.
who has to get up and cross everybody and
Is that the diabetes guy?
yeah.
Diabetes.
You know those commercials.
I work for Grimley, and I got diabetes.
Yeah. Diabetes.
Yes.
Anyway,
I have some stories about
I hope
seeking
so.
change in Fort Valley State University.
all right.
New Fort Valley State University President Dr. Ivelaw Griffith described his first day on the job Monday as both anxious and exciting. Griffith takes over as FVSU enrollment is declining. The school is faced with a budget shortfall and staffing cuts.
There's no money.
Of course, but President Griffith chooses to describe the school's problems as opportunities and points out that FVSU isn't alone when it comes to budget woes and other problems. He said that if you can find me a university that is paid for by the public purse that is not going through budget situations, I'll give you $100. It says Griffith says he won't bide his time when it comes to changing FVSU. He has a plan which includes creating a more streamlined budget, increasing fundraising, and reaching out to alumni and the public. He says while the big picture may take longer to materialize, Griffith says small visible changes will likely take place sooner rather than later. He says that some things that are low-hanging financial fruit we're going to be picking quite soon. And the financial fruit includes the creation of a trio of what the school is calling global villages. One global village will represent the state of Georgia, another United States of America, and the third United Nations. While the concepts are still in design phases, Griffith says the Georgia Global Village will include insignia for Peach County and all the other counties in the state. U.S. Global Village will include the state flag of Georgia and all other 49 state flags, U.S. state flags. The UN Global Village will include the flags of all United Nations member states. The village would adorn a total of 9 acres of the campus.
Right, so that's why they have no money, because they want to create a village.
Yeah,
That it?
I guess in a nutshell, so to speak.
They take the kids' money, and then instead of putting it back into educating the
Education.
kids, they're gonna. It sounds like Macon.
Yeah.
Sounds like Robert Ricketts' plan of building, spending money on the streets and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about the water park they want to put in Warner Robins?
Yeah. Well, they're actually having a hard time with
They
that.
canceled the second meeting.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, I'll bring that story up.
Incredible.
The second meeting was canceled. Warner Robins and Peach County have canceled the second meeting where they were expected to discuss the proposed water park off Interstate 75. Warner Robins and Peach officials were initially scheduled to meet Monday. The meeting was first postponed on 3 hours' notice on Wednesday, then put off on Tuesday, according to 2 Warner Robins City Council members involved. The postponements came after Chuck Shaheen told the media that the meeting was about a proposed water park off of Interstate 75. He criticized council members who said they were meeting secretly to hold about the project with an out-of-town developer. You see, this is what happens. They continue to try to find other ways to kind of skim more money on a project outside the community. And it's not right. So it's a good thing they canceled it. Shane says council members Mike Brashear and Mike Daly, too many mics here, would only confirm that the meeting will be discussing the development of the road. Both Shaheen and the council members agree that the project is in the early stages of planning and some issues still need to be worked out, including financing and the exact location.
Wow.
There you
That's
go.
incredible.
Well, so
Very
the
good.
water park is on hold. If you want to go play in the water, just stand outside for a while. There's enough rain here. Get your rear end wet.
Mm-hmm.
There's your water park.
Definitely.
Plenty of mud puddles.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mhm.
Anyway, the other thing is, let's talk
Yeah.
about Major League Baseball, because
Okay.
we got another problem with sports here with A-Rod, or whatever his name is. Can't stand that guy. I really don't like
Aaron
A-Rod.
Hernandez?
I think he's a waste of money.
Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, Alex Rodriguez.
Yes.
A-Rod. It sounds
They're
like
all A's to me, you know.
Yeah.
sounds like a name you give a. It sounds like a name you give a penis. A-Rod.
The A-Rod. Great A.
My A-Rod. Every time I hear that, I anyway. New York.
Like throwing a rod?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
New York
like-
Yankees
So
star
you know he
baseman.
swings that real good wood.
Real good wood. Yeah, they have bats. Real bat. Anyway, New York Yankees star baseman Alex Rodriguez has no intention to negotiating a settlement with Major League Baseball. 2 people close to Rodriguez told the USA Sports and are currently plans to appeal any potential suspension. The people spoke on a condition of anonymity, whatever, because of the ongoing investigation, while Rodriguez continues to seek counsel from his legal team. MLB is prepared to suspend Rodriguez for at least 100 games, according to a person with knowledge of the investigation, for his role in biogenesis, alleged lies about his past performance, enhancing drug use, and possible interference in the investigation. Rodriguez, who has not played the season. Really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. As he recovers from January hip surgery, remains determined to play the season and fight doping charges despite a 65-game suspension accepted Monday by Milwaukee Brewers left fielder Ryan Braun. The persons close to Rodriguez say he does not view Braun's case as a comparison to his own. Yet, Major League Baseball continues to think Rodriguez's history with doping is more extensive than Braun's. In 2009, Rodriguez admitted to steroid use. From 2001 to 2003, while playing for the Texas Rangers. He had a relationship with Anthony Galea, the doctor convicted of smuggling performance-enhancing drugs. Major League Baseball is also probing whether he attempted to destroy evidence in the biogenesis investigation. My question is, why did the Yankees hire him with that kind of history?
Well, one, because Alex Rodriguez had the highest paid contract when he started with the Texas Rangers. He had a $250 million contract, $250 million
With
Texas Rangers.
And so
they bought out his contract, and then they thought he would be able to help them win another World Series.
And they did.
Which they did. They did.
Oh, they did. Of course, he was doping his way into that.
Yeah.
But didn't they? If they already knew, or did they find out afterwards? My question is, if they found out that he was doping in with the Texas Rangers, did they find out while he was already hired at the Yankees, or did the Yankees hire him?
They knew but they just covered it up.
Wow.
They just happened to cover it up. I mean, if anything, the only reason why they knew about it in 2001, because you got to remember, before George W. Bush was president of the United States, he was the owner of the Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. By the way, ATT. It says people still watch baseball. It's so slow compared to other sports. That's why they call it America's pastime.
Because you pass.
You pass a lot of freaking time there. That's why they call it that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of baseball or some sports, I put in a link just a few minutes ago, and it was something really.
You're right, Vorpal.
It was really interesting. It was by Anthony Schreiber from Yahoo Sports, and he was like basically the 10 greatest athletes in Atlanta history, Georgia history.
Yeah.
And they were saying like, people perhaps being overshadowed as the birthplace of Coca-Cola and the headquarters of CNN. Atlanta is really thought of as a sports mecca. However, it should, despite the fact that Atlanta's teams have been exactly the most winningest teams in the world, Without any professional franchise in neighboring states, Atlanta served as the unofficial capital of sports in the southeastern United States for many decades. Subsequently, fans have been given front row seats to the careers of many legendary stars. To comb through the laundry list of deserving Atlanta athletes, those qualified to make the cut needed to have great careers while simultaneously be good ambassadors for their sport, which basically some of them didn't make the cut. But the list could be an easy top 50, but the line had to be drawn somewhere. The fact that Dale Murphy, who used to play for the Atlanta Braves, who had his number retired at number 3, Pete Maravich, who's known as Pistol Pete in the NBA during the 70s.
So far we're batting 2 that I really don't know.
And Jesse Tuggle weren't able to crack their way to
Jesse
Tuggle, he was a defensive back for the Atlanta Falcons. I actually met the guy when I was working at Fox 24. Yeah. But here, they say that here's the top 10 to ever roam their way down Peachtree Street. Yeah. And here they are in alphabetical order. Number 1 is Hank Aaron.
Okay, there you go. There's a name I know.
Who played from Braves 1966 to 1974.
He just got his house broken into a few days ago.
Yes, he did. His MVP and World Series title came as a member of the Milwaukee Braves Geographical Semantics Society. Aaron hit 335 homers while playing in Atlanta, including the record-breaking number 715, which he did in Atlanta on April 8th, 1974. The next one, Tom Glavine, who was a pitcher for the Braves, 305 career wins, 2 Cy Young Awards. Glavine was a Braves legend, even though he made the very misguided decision to sign with the hated New York Mets in 2003. Glavine returned to the fold to retire with Atlanta in 2008, and he's been welcomed as Chip Carey's part-time voice of reason during Sunday home games. And he played in '87. He played his rookie season during the last season of Dale Murphy before Murphy was traded to the Phillies. Evander Holyfield, another one.
Yeah, he's the guy that Mike Tyson bit his ear off.
Yes, 44 wins.
Smaller ears today.
Yes, 44 wins, 10 losses, 29 TKOs, and 2 draws. While discussing all-time great athletes, it's always nice to be able to include one of the city's native sons. Holyfield grew up in Atlanta in 1996. He was given the honor of representing the entire city by carrying the Olympic torch into the stadium for the opening ceremony of the Summer Games in Atlanta. Evander Real Deal Holyfield remains the only fighter in history to be named heavyweight champion of the world 5 times in his career. Yeah. Next one, Chipper Jones, who played for the Braves from 1993 to 2012, his entire season. with the Braves on the list of Atlanta athletes. Chipper is one of the greatest. Certain players achieve such meteoric success that only one name is required. There's no mistaking that Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, or Cal Ripken Jr., just as people are not going to confuse Braves legendary third baseman with another Chipper. Chipper had a career 303 batting average while playing all his 19 seasons in Atlanta. As a matter of fact, his number was just retired this month just before the All-Star break. I might add his number 10, along with Dale Murphy's number 3 and Hank Aaron's number 44. Greg Maddux also who played for the Braves from 1993 to 2003. Maddux earned 4 consecutive Cy Young Awards from 92 to 95, and he's been known as the Professor. With a Rolodex steel-like trap for the mind of tendencies of every hit he faced, Maddux outmaneuvered batters with the defense of a chess grandmaster. Even his fastball velocity fell just 83 miles per hour during his last 3 seasons. He still was able to get professional hitters out by being the same laser-sighted target striker who earned 355 career victories.
All right. So let's go down the list really quick.
Okay.
What are the people? Because we got 40 or 50 of them. We're not gonna be here all morning.
I'll go get the rest.
Just go down the list. People who are famous.
Dikembe Mutombo, who played for the Hawks 96 to 2001. Matt Ryan, the current quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons.
Correct.
Deion Sanders, who played for the Falcons and the Braves. He's the only person in history to play in both the Super Bowl and the World Series.
That's
right. I might add.
I remember that.
John Smoltz played for the Braves for 20 years, 20 seasons, 1988 to 2008, and the great Dominique Wilkins, who also played for the University of Georgia, played for the Hawks from 1982 to 1994.
Yeah.
Which I was really.
Well, I said Derek is dragging us out. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Where is that snoring sound effect?
Yeah. Whatever.
All right. Well, these are famous people. They are from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
And it's not just Tyler Perry.
Yes.
And
Madea. And Coca-Cola.
Yeah, and Coca-Cola. And what's the other thing?
And CNN.
And CNN. Yeah.
Yes. I do have some stories. Another sports-related story. It's more college. Actually, down home here in Macon. Says single game ticket sales for Mercer University's football opener on August 31st has sold out within 27 minutes of the tickets being made available.
Bad.
Football is returning to Mercer for the first time in 72 years when the Bears line up against Reinhardt University.
I still am upset they picked that name out. I don't know why. Bears is so typical.
Well, yeah.
They should have did something else. Bears.
Bears.
Everything is Bears, you know. and by the way, the other thing I wanted to make mention is there's this professor. I'm trying to remember who his name is. He came out on CNN, and he wants to start kind of a movement to remove football out of colleges because he says number one, it's an archaic sport. It's the time of the barbarians. That's what he says. Mm-hmm. Secondly, it destroys people's careers because they end up getting hurt, and
that's very true.
They, and it also destroys their performance on how well academically they do, because everybody's so hard on about football and college and all that.
Well, yeah, because one, college football, and also I guess baseball, but I guess football probably even more because it is a cash cow. For colleges to raise money for funds, especially the NCAA. Matter of fact, I think I told recently, last week, I guess, that EA Sports is getting rid of the NCAA college football, NCAA off the college football video games because a lot of the former NCAA players, whether they played pro or not, were ticked off that they weren't getting a cut of the action because they were making tens of millions of dollars, if not hundreds of millions of dollars, for having their likeness on the cover of the video game and on the cover of the video game cover, as well as their images on the video game itself, and not getting a dime for it.
Colleges you're on target here. Colleges concentrate too much money on football and not enough on academics.
Well, exactly.
That is a big problem. It's true.
Yeah.
And he says, in the realm of sports, sex, Michelle and Missy, all right, please.
Okay.
Rocco, please.
But as I was saying, Mercer.
I'm thinking that you're adding something to the conversation. And
Right.
Once again.
But as I said, it's a big cash cow, and I know a lot of people who regret playing college ball because some of them actually gotten career-ending injuries in college and never got a chance to play in the NFL or CFL or other football leagues.
I can somewhat agree. I mean, it's great to have sports because it brings people together.
Yeah.
And you have something to root for and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But they're so focused in on it.
Because it's big business. It's
big
money.
business, and
Billions
not only
of
that,
makes billions of dollars for college revenue.
yeah, and not only that, it gets a lot of guys laid.
Yeah.
All those football players, they could be
yeah.
as ugly as a horse. you could look like Fred Munster, and the
You
women
still
are
get
gonna be
women,
all,
yeah.
oh, he's a football player.
He's so sexy, really?
really.
But Mercer previously sold out 5,000 season tickets to the 2013 season in the Pioneer Football League. To accommodate the maximum number of patrols, Mercer Athletic Director Jim Cole announced that the school would look at other options for seating. Now, the Mercer University Stadium so far will seat roughly 10,000 fans when it's completed prior to the opening contest. Single game ticketing for Mercer's 7 other home contests will be released periodically throughout the season. The university said it will announce its sales on its website, mercerbears.com. And after the season Saturday evening's home opener, the Bears will have a bye week before playing 3 games in as many as Saturdays at home.
ATT he's got this.
Yes.
Anyway, this is about
10,000 seats. That's a
lot of people.
Yeah,
but you
at
remember
UGA,
when they first said and announced that there was going to be football in Mercer, everybody was like, "Oh, that's great!"
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Well, good athletes bring alumni bucks. That is very true. But 10,000 fans, that's good, I guess, for Macon. it holds more people than the Macon Coliseum. But, I have to admit, though, compared to when I went to UGA, that's like just a drop in the bucket. That's barely 10% of what, a little more than 10% of what Sanford Stadium over at UGA has. They could hold up to 90,000 student, 90,000.
What's so sad? I bet you if that same college had church service, they wouldn't get 5 people there. But meanwhile, for a freaking game, they get 90,000 people in there. And I always said that.
Tailgating, tailgating.
Yeah.
You get them baked beans and those tailgating parties with them steak and beer. You don't get the beer and steak when you're in church.
Got to glorify a bunch of punky men going out there playing with their tight rear ends and oversized uniforms. I want to go see that. But you want to...
DS4 guys, that's because sports are real, yes. Well, and so are
like religion.
And steroids, too.
Yeah, sure.
And STDs.
And steroids, yeah,
and
right.
STDs, too.
Anyway. Listen, I'm not down on all sports. I think they do bring people together and all that, but they glorify it. It's like they bow down to it. They worship it. They kiss the ground that they play on. They all this other nonsense. It's just over the top.
Yeah, I hated it. See, that's one of the things I hate about being in college because somebody, man, you can get a girl, man. The women outnumber the men 4-1. Yeah, but nobody didn't tell me there was some men out there that could get 8.
Yeah.
Talking about 4-1. Shoot, there was some dudes who were able to, it was like 8-1 for them, or 16-1, or 32-1. Like, jeez.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that. As steroids and STDs. There you go. That's what you get. And you get brain damage later on when you get old. You wind up like Muhammad Ali, shaking and you can't even talk.
Or the late Junior Seau, you know.
Well, he's late now. He's decomposing now.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad. Oh, well. But we're almost on break. We got 6 minutes to go. Anything else in sports before we shut this down?
Well, that's it. That Indiana Pacers All-Star Paul George has been in the news quite a bit. It's explained why he's unlikely to flee an up-and-coming Pacers team for his hometown Los Angeles Lakers next summer. It says George will be a restricted free agent next year, one that the Pacers will likely match at all costs, assuming that they don't sign him to an extension prior to that. and it's clear that the Lakers, stuck with cap holes and Kobe Bryant's reported refusal to take a pay cut, will have enough space under the cap to make a move possible. But so much of the story is that what's really even bad that Indiana Pacers president Larry Bird, Hall of Famer, shooting basketballs, because nothing is better than watching Larry Bird shoot a three-pointer. So basically he's kind of upset about this. I hope he's not trying to get back to playing. I mean he is in his 50s.
Ooh, Larry Bird?
Yeah.
He'll distract everybody. So freaking ugly, that guy with the big nose. That is ugly as hell. You only got uglier with age.
Well, that's what time will do to you.
It's good weapon.
Yeah.
Put him on the freaking field. Everybody be staring at him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, one more thing.
Missing his shot.
NCAA seeks the dismissal of the Paterno family lawsuit. The NCAA asked a Pennsylvania court yesterday to dismiss a lawsuit filed by the family of the late coach Joe Paterno that seeks to overturn the sanctions against Penn State for the Jerry Sandusky child sex abuse scandal. So some trustees, former players, and coaches, and current faculty members are also taking part in the same lawsuit, which the NCAA said was flawed and contained various and significant legal deficiencies, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Says college sports governing body said in the filing of Senator County Court late Tuesday that the civil suit must be dismissed in part because the university itself isn't part of the suit. The sanctions handed down in July 2012 of last year were agreed to by the NCAA and the university president. Says the NCAA also firmly denied a claim that it had conspired with former FBI Director Louis Freeh's team in formulating the sanctions. Now, Free led the school's internal investigation into the scandal, and the Paterno family and 3 former school officials have vehemently denied Freeh's scathing allegations of a cover-up.
Yeah. Johnny Fever says Joe Paterno was looking like Yoda in the last few years. Well, he got yanked out of there. That statue is disappeared like he did. It's funny. He died like that guy in the Reagan administration. Remember the CIA director? The hell was his name? As soon as the Iran-Contra scandal broke out, freaking guy goes and dies.
Yeah, he just kills over just like that. Yeah, because that pressure just killed him. The pressure
possibly, and that's what happened to Joe Paterno.
Yeah, I mean, he just won 409 career victories in football, more than any other college football coach. He just beat the late football coach Eddie Robinson, who was the black coach of this HBCU college, Grambling University, and he had 408 victories, career victories. He was the coach under Doug Williams, who led on to become the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when it was an expansion team in the NFL back in the 70s, as well as being the first African American to be the starting quarterback in the Super Bowl when his team, the Washington Redskins, beat John Elway's Denver Broncos 42-10.
Yeah. Well, Rocco says Joe Paterno was a pimp, and Johnny Fever makes sense. He says he coached 50 plus years. When he was forced out, it killed him.
It had to. I mean, that's basically the only job he ever had. I mean, he was there for like six decades. I mean, what person can say they've been on a job for 6 decades?
Watching all those little boys' asses going up and down. He didn't know. Give me a freaking break. And if you didn't know, it only showed the kind of a hands-off leadership that you had.
Yeah. It seems like it was all. It seems like an empty, hollow victory, a Pyrrhic victory, getting 409 wins. You finally got the record. You finally got the record of the most career victories, and you got this, this POS, this POS of a guy.
He's not resting in peace. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear they have a lawsuit.
POS. That's a whole other piece.
Leave him underground.
Piece of shit. But
He's
anyway,
not even good for fertilizer.
Other guy who's been caught 15 years with little boys and stuff, and he ended up in jail. But that just kills his career and takes his life. That's
exactly. Sandusky's in a sandbox now.
Yeah,
let him play with the other little boys now that he's in jail. By the way, Volberbide said they should never have removed the statue Why? Hold on. I gotta read that. It just popped up. They should never have removed the statue or altered the history books. Joe's deeds should have been entered into the record for future generations to know his misconduct.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna know. Believe me, they're gonna know.
They will know. I mean,
they will know.
They can Google it and know.
Not only that, the fact of the matter is, unless you have a lobotomy and you have no memory, I mean, who the hell's gonna forget that?
Exactly. Like I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people not going to forget. At least during the '80s, anyway, when one of my former professors, the late Dr. Jan Kemp, she blew the whistle on Georgia athletics. How some of the football players just passed on, through 4 years of college and went straight to the pros or doing anything else, and they didn't have. Many of them didn't even go to class, and she won a $2 million lawsuit. And basically,
Gecko Lizard showed up and then he left like in 2 seconds. What the hell is that?
Okay. Yeah, I know. It's
you notice that?
What?
Gecko Lizard showed up and then he disappeared. What happened to him?
Maybe he blended in because like geckos, kind of like lizards, right? Like a chameleon, they just blend in.
Anyway, Manny says, Vorp, it doesn't matter what you do in your sport and have outstanding records. One bad D can wipe it all away. Look at what happened to Pete Rose. That's true.
Yeah.
And you know what? Pete
Roger
Rose didn't
Clemens.
do half of the shit that these new players are doing.
Yeah.
And they're not getting banned from baseball like A-Rod and these other morons taking drugs.
So it was a serious question. Who was the first American major sports league player and what sport? Well, they used to have Negro League baseball. I mean, there were a lot of
Wasn't Jackie Robinson the first baseball player that was...
Well, he came from the Negro Leagues, but there are many more, like Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson.
No, but she's talking about that first African-American in a major sports league.
Huh. I guess that's
wouldn't it be
question.
Jackie Robinson, no?
I guess major. I mean, it depends on which one. Now,
What about Jesse Owens?
Oh yeah, Jesse Owens.
Jesse
Owens.
Yeah,
Ohio, because he was in Ohio
way
State.
back.
Yeah, way back during the '36 Olympic Games. It was like
for that, we can talk about the boxer Johnny Johnson or
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson.
He was pretty loved by white women in his day, boy.
Yeah, a whole lot.
A whole lot of white women.
Whole lot.
Let me
and
see.
then you have Willie.
What Pete Rose was, he bet on his own team. Yeah, that really hurt him. Rose still has an all-time hits record, and he can't even get into ballparks. It's very sad. They crucified that guy. You're right, Rocco.
4,256 hits, man.
It is wrong. I agree. I think it's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they try to send a message. Why aren't they banning these drug addicts to send a message? You know why? Because drugs have money. I think some of these coaches make, drug dealers. They make money on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Something's going on that's not right.
Yeah, well, drugs and gambling are two big money makers as well as sports, and usually the twins.
Mozu says Pete Rose going to Churchill Downs, fist signs of Exactly. I don't get that.
Speaking of Churchill Downs, we're into the home stretch is 2 hours gone and one more to go. Into the final hour of the morning roast live from the doghouse with Herb, Ed, and yours truly, DB. Don't touch that remote or your mouse. We'll be right back.
Can you smell what the roast is brewing?
Let's see what's smelling around here.
Ew.
Gotta love the onion, man. Gotta love the onion.
Yes, welcome to our world.
And I hope y'all enjoyed those car wrecks. I know all you drive down the road, you see an accident, you want to see blood, you want to see guts, you want to see a head shoved through the window. How about the guy that went right through the window of the truck?
I know, and stood up. Well, here's the thing, though. I think about some of those accidents. It almost looks like they're intentional. I mean, like they're doing it on purpose. And
to raise their car insurance?
Well, no, to get a new car.
Okay.
Some of these people get sick of their cars.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a shit about raising insurance. They're going to get new insurance for a new car.
If that would have happened, I would have crashed my Buick a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm serious. That's true. But then again, you're not as diabolical as some of these people. I'm telling you, I have a feeling that of all those videos that we saw today, there's got to be one or two that look, I mean, if you look at them, they look intentional, like they're driving fine, and all of a sudden they ram into somebody.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way it happens, Irv. You're just driving along, mixing, some asshole plows in from the side.
Yeah,
Come out of nowhere.
It just
Yes,
seems
yes.
Why it's
too
called an
intentional.
accident.
Right.
It just seems too intentional.
Yeah.
And you get sick of your car after a while. You're like, I wish I had a better
But it was
car.
entertaining.
I know what I'm gonna do.
As long as,
Yes.
as long as you want to drive it.
Don't they do it with
Yeah.
houses all the time, Ed? They
Oh,
burn
burn
down a
them.
house for insurance money so they can build a new one. Why can't they do it with cars? Why is that so far-fetched? Think about it.
Yeah. Good
Right?
point. Good point.
They burn down properties. They burn down. They actually have something on one of these shows that they have.
Not flipping it?
No. It's a reality, not reality. It's kind of the Greed, American Greed,
Oh, okay.
where they had a guy that was actually setting people up to have accidents so that they can collect insurance money, right?
Okay.
And there was in one instant where one of the guys got killed because he did it wrong, or something to that effect. The guy got killed because he tried to kind of make it all happen, and somehow it went wrong, and the police got involved, and so it wasn't too long before that they shot his ass right on the street. It happens all the time. And when you look at these videos, some of these guys look like they're doing it on purpose. Some of them don't, but a lot of them do. It's almost like outrageous.
I
You
understand.
can't drive that bad.
Yeah.
You can't be that stupid, can you?
Never underestimate
The stupidity of
Yeah.
humanity. you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even Einstein said it best about there's only two things that are absolute: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not too sure about the universe.
No. What about death? He left that out. I guess he thought he
Well,
was...
besides death and taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's suicidal plastic. That's what it is. I think it's crazy. I don't know. Anyway, that was a good video.
Very good video.
I like watching that stuff. I hate to see what... I mean, that guy that flipped out of that car, that truck, was pretty fascinating. I've never seen that happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Walked away.
Yeah, I mean, you're lucky to definitely to get out of that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
No, I wouldn't be surprised, Plastic. Believe me, I've dealt with people most of my life, and I know humanity could be real stupid. People do
Humanity be real
things.
stupid and really.
How about the guy that cut his fingers off so he can collect insurance and then not have to work?
Yeah, but how he's gonna write?
Tired of his job.
But since he get a check though, how's he gonna be able to sign on it since he has no fingers? See, he's screwed right there.
Yeah, well,
Here's something that Ed sent me. It said it's talking about be alert and cautious is a must read. It says basically a man came over and offered his services as a painter to a female who was putting gas in her car and left his card. She said no, but accepted his card out of kindness and got in the car. The man then got into a car driven by another gentleman. As the lady left the service station, she saw the men following her out of the station at the same time. Almost immediately, she started to feel dizzy and could not catch her breath. She tried to open the window and realized that the door was on her hand, the same hand that which accepted the car from the gentleman at the gas station. She then noticed that the men immediately behind her, and she felt they needed to do something at that moment. She drove into the first driveway and began to honk her horn repeatedly to ask for help. The men drove away, but the lady still felt pretty bad for several minutes after she could finally catch her breath. Apparently, there was a substance on the car that could have seriously injured her. And this serious drug is called Burundanga, and it is used by people who wish to incapacitate a victim in order to steal steal from them or take advantage of them like repeated gang rape. Says this drug is 4 times more dangerous than the date rape drug, or I guess roofies, and is transferable on simple cards. Says so take heed and make sure you don't accept cards at any given time alone or from someone on the streets. This applies to those making house calls and slipping you a card when they offer you their services. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely remember that. Most definitely. Because
All right. Well,
I wish I would have known what type
Better than
of it
small.
looks like. You know, if you had to catch it by the corners or just by the flat part of the card. I mean, how does it transferable, or is it just all over the card and you just have to just get tweezers or something and just be careful of it either way? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah. So how would you have to know? I mean, did you have to get it through on the edge of the card or on the flat part of the card in order to keep from being exposed to it or to keep from being infected by it, I guess. That's probably the better question.
How about a bumper sticker?
Bumper sticker?
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm just thinking out loud here. Oh, by the way, speaking of cars and speaking of, we're talking about accidents and you just brought something up.
We talking about Honey Boo Boo accidents?
No, we were talking about that thing that you were talking about Burradanga.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Baradonga. Dunga dunga dinga. By the way,
Now that's a real wing dang dinger.
yeah, here's a Baradonga dang doodle that's going to bring all this stuff together
Okay.
on our daily bread for today. July 24, 2013. Daily bread is Too Blessed. Too Blessed.
By Bill Crowder.
By Bill Crowder.
Okay.
Here we go. On my daily commute, isn't it funny? To and from the office, I have plenty of time for reading bumper stickers on cars, that is. Some are surly, others clever, and still others downright distasteful. One bumper sticker I saw recently, however, gently challenged my heart about the way I often engage life. The sticker simply said, "Too blessed to complain." I must confess that I felt convicted as I pondered those words. Too often I find myself lamenting moments in life that won't go my way, rather than focusing on the wonderful gifts my Heavenly Father has given me. Like the car that you're driving, right? Reading that simple message that day brought me a renewed commitment to be more actively and intentionally grateful, because my God has been good to me in more ways than I can ever count. Psalm 107 is a psalm that seeks to rectify thankless thinking. The psalmist, who many think was King David, by the way, makes the plea to hearts grown cold with ingratitude, repeating 4 times, "Oh, that men would give thanks to the Lord for his goodness and for his wonderful works to the children of men." Verse 8, 15, 21, and 31. Even in the worst of times, we have much to be thankful for. May we learn to thank God for his goodness to us. Count your blessings. Name them one by one. Count your blessings. See what God has done. Count your blessings. Name them one by one. Count your blessings. See what God has done. Oh, we don't need more to be thankful for. We just need to be more thankful. And in Psalm 107, today's read is, "Oh, that men would give thanks to the Lord for his goodness and for his wonderful works to the children of men." Psalm 107, verse 8. There you have it. Daily bread.
Here you go.
Hope you remember that. Thank you, Plastic.
Yes. And there you go. Thank you very much. It is now 72 degrees outside of Macon, Georgia. It's, yeah.
By the way,
Partly
Manny, I love
cloudy.
mayonnaise sandwiches with potato chips in them. If you ever have that, it's unbelievable. Mayonnaise sandwiches and take regular Lay's or Wise potato chips, put them in there. Oh, best hors d'oeuvre.
Yes, it's partly cloudy right now. The sun is really getting beaten up by the clouds, or at least it's trying to peep through the clouds right now. It's 72 in Macon with a high of 91 and a low of 72. I'm wearing white so I won't get too hot outside, because if you wear light colored clothes, it deflects the heat and you'll be a little bit cooler than normal. That's why I try not to wear that many black or purple or any dark colored clothing during the summertime. Because dark colors absorb heat, light colors reflect heat.
Yeah.
Just in case if you want to, stay cool in the summertime.
Yeah.
I do have some news. You remember Sam
Nunn. He was senator of Georgia.
Yes. He was the senator for a long time.
Isn't he dead?
No, he's still alive. He's still alive. Matter of fact, he was the senator that always kept the Warner Robins Air Force Base running, especially when my dad was working there.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like his daughter Michelle Nunn announces her Senate run.
No.
It says Democrat Michelle Nunn says she's running for U.S. Senate from Georgia in 2014.
Wow. She looks like a father with a wig on.
Yeah. Miss Michelle Nunn, the daughter of former U.S. Senator Sam Nunn of Georgia, said Monday evening that earlier this week that she's seeking the seat being vacated by Republican Senator Saxby Chambliss.
Yeah.
She is also the great-grandniece of legendary U.S. Congressman Carl Vinson. Nunn says she plans to draws on her experiences working as CEO of one of the nation's largest volunteer organizations, Points of Light, to run a campaign focused on critical issues such as the federal deficit. She says she believes in the power of the individual to foster change, work with others, and solve problems. Nunn becomes the first major Democrat to enter the race. On the Republican side, U.S. Representatives Paul Brown of Athens, Phil Gingrey of Marietta, and Jack Kingston of Savannah, along with former Secretary of State Carol Handel, have entered the race for U.S. Senator.
Well, it's all good, and hopefully she'll follow in her father's footsteps.
Yes.
Her father was a good man. He was a good senator while we had him.
Yes.
He
No doubt
retired.
about it.
Now, look at what we got. Well, we got such divided government. The whole Congress. You ever see that movie, Mars Attacks?
Yeah.
When the Martians go and they zap all those Congress people? That's what they need to do. Yeah, he just zapped them all out.
Wow.
Get them all out of there. Melt them all.
Wow.
Disintegrate them.
Here's something.
Ridiculous. They're spending all our money and doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Divided government.
Speaking of government, and most specifically education, says Metro Atlanta school system wants 17 police cars. Can you believe that?
No, I wonder what for. Give them more tanks.
Yeah, Marietta, Georgia. Metro Atlanta school system wants to spend more than $500,000 on police cars to help protect its schools.
What, they buying crappy ass cars at $800 a piece? They want $5,000 each car. You see how the story is all skewed and the way it's
spend
written?
more than $500,000.
$500,000.
Says $500,000. Yes, the Marietta Daily Journal reports that the Cobb County School District would use the cars to help campus research officers to respond to security needs. The board on Wednesday will consider approving $530,000 contract with Hardy Chevrolet Incorporated of Dallas, Georgia, and Aiken Ford Corporation of Winder, Georgia, to purchase 17 marked police cars for the school's District 38 campus officers who serve 112 schools. Ron Story, the director of public safety in Cobb School, said the purchase of these 17 cars is the first phase of his department's plan to help resource officers respond better to safety problems. I guess in school campuses. I guess because there's a lot of craziness going on school. I mean, whether the school shooters are from some crazy guy, from within the city, or maybe the crazy students inside the school walls, like.
Why can't they walk like they used to? Cars came around later, but after universities and all that. Why can't they walk around? Maybe they should be walking around. What the hell with this car shit? What do they do with it?
No, I don't know, man. They're
Take the
just crazy.
students and go bang somewhere. That's all they do.
Mhm.
Well, what else do they do? Really?
You got me there, man. You got me.
I mean, how many arrests do you hear that they make in college campuses? They can't even secure it right. Girls are always getting raped and murdered in colleges, no?
You're right.
What the hell? Because they're stuck in their car. They can't see outside them. They're playing their music too loud. Who the hell knows what they're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Why give them card?
Wow, that's
It's
crazy.
ridiculous. Oh, by the way, yeah, well, you're going to bring up this George Zimmerman thing. George Zimmerman is playing politics. He stopped to help out so he can look good. And then his freaking attorney came out on CNN right after that. That's Quintantonio George. Always trying to mind your freaking business. You're a reckless a-hole.
I'm
You're lucky
here
you
to
didn't
save
break
the
somebody's arm
community.
pulling him out, you stupid ass.
What's
Tell
that
that
on
fat
your head?
pig.
Is that a hoodie?
Yeah.
Huh? Is that a hoodie?
Oh, let me carry your books home.
You know.
Let me get your groceries, old lady. He's like that guy helping the old lady across the street, and then she gets run over. Or like the old lady's trying to reach for the can.
I got it.
And then he goes and pulls the can off from the bottom, and everything comes crashing down. They hide. You don't want to look at your ugly ass face anymore.
Oh,
Zimmerman.
my goodness.
Trayvon Martin's buried. We don't have to look at him.
Yeah.
We have to look at your
Pocket
ass.
rocket is tripping to me. And tomorrow, George Zimmerman will leap a tall building in a single bound.
Helping people out,
Oh,
stupid
my
ass. All he's
goodness.
trying to do is gain favor. Oh, this is a great opportunity. I'm gonna look like a hero. Let me get out of my car and expose my. Go into hiding, you fat moron. Go lose some weight.
Yeah. It's-
That's what you need to do.
oh, my goodness, man.
Go get some exercise. Don't help anybody out. Nobody wants your help.
I know, man.
There are plenty of other people that could have stopped.
Yes.
You have to be a nosy
You know,
son
speaking
of a bitch. Always getting involved. Moron.
Speaking of being involved, and here's a wing dang dinger for you right here. The judge,
Yeah, I'm getting better than you, right, Rocco?
yeah,
I saw your video. You talk about hate speech. Jesus.
Judge,
Sound like a
excuse
Nazi.
me, got me
Oh,
mixed up. Can't even say judge without saying George. Okay, Judge orders $1 million returned to exotic dancer.
Oh, look at that. You talk about. I think that judge banged that girl and he didn't have enough change
Okay.
on him, so he's going to give her that.
Okay, this is from Gatika Rudra from ABC News. It says, a federal judge has ruled that Nebraska cops must return over $1 million confiscated at a traffic stop from a woman who saved the money $1 at a time during her 15-year career as an exotic dancer. The money belongs to Tara Mishra, age 33, of Rancho Cucamonga, California, who began putting aside her earnings when she started dancing at age 18, according to an opinion U.S. District Judge Joseph Battalion wrote last week. The money was meant to start her business and get out of the stripping business, the judge wrote. So state troopers confiscated the money in March 2012 when they pulled over Rajesh and Marina Derry of Montville, New Jersey, for speeding in Nebraska, according to court documents. The Derrys are friends of Mishra. Oh, so she must be of Indian descent.
Yeah.
Friends of Mishra, and had been giving the cash so they could buy a nightclub in New Jersey. Mishra would own half the business, and the Derrys would own the other half. Mishra has packaged the money in $10,000 bundles tied with hair bands and placed in plastic bags, and was stashed in the trunk of Derry's rented car, which the Derrys were driving to Chicago when they were being pulled over for speeding. A state trooper asked the Derrys if he could search their vehicle, which they allowed, and Battalion explained. The state trooper found the money and, after suspecting it was drug money, took the Derrys into custody, according to the judge's opinion. But police did not find any evidence of drug activity in the car, and canine analysis only found trace elements of illegal drugs on the cash, according to Battalion. Neither Mishra nor the Derrys could be reached for comment. And
Wow.
so-
Well, ATT makes a good point.
yeah.
She'll have to pay taxes on it.
Yeah, the government failed to show a substantial
Gift tax.
Yeah, the government failed to show a substantial connection between the drugs and the money, and the dog sniff is inconsequential. The court finds the Mishra story credible, and she did have control over the money and directed the Derrys to deliver the money to New Jersey for the purchase of the business.
Yeah.
A Battalion ordered that Mishra received cash or a check in the value of $1,074,000 with interest.
Yeah. By the way, let me just say this.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys remember Anthony, last year sometime, took me and another woman, Vivian. She's an older woman. We all went out to a strip club, believe it or not.
Mm.
And I'm telling you, I had my respect level for these girls went through the roof. Not because they were so sexy or whatever. Believe me. I mean, it doesn't really do much for me. But their commitment to their art and what they do, I really have to say that.
Yes, I believe in the arts too.
Yeah.
$1 at a time.
They're not prostitutes and they're not any of that. Some of these girls are mothers and this is all they know. They're really good, very athletic. I'm telling you, I'm probably the only guy that sees it that way. Most guys are just a bunch of freaking dogs. Their tongue salivating like one of those big hounds with their
bloodhounds.
Their jowls all full of spit and whatever. To me, I was very impressed. How good they would. I wasn't even looking at their parts. I was just amazed that they were able to catapult themselves on that pole, and come down.
And come on down and
it
do
was
some
like Circus
twerking.
du Soleil. Well, I don't know if they were twerking. Twerking pisses me off. I want to take a whip and whip their rear ends. Like, stop bouncing that butt of yours. It
Twerking.
annoys me.
Twerking at the club.
Yeah.
Twerking
But
at
I
the-
wasn't really. I swear to you, I wasn't even. All right, occasionally I was, but really, I wasn't. I was more like mesmerized with how much work they have to do.
Yes.
And how great athletic they are,
Yes.
and how nice they are. They were, sweet girls.
They're nice because
I think there was a
trying to
moment
make
where I
money.
said, we have better fellowship here than church. I think I said that.
Well, yes.
I felt more encouraged by
Yeah.
just their.
Because you just always, because of
Yeah.
course, because
I was mesmerized.
because you always want to lay hands on them.
Yeah.
But anyway, but
That's a good one. That deserves a double drum beat.
Twerking at the roast.
Yeah, what the hell?
Good one, Michelle. That was a good
Hey,
one.
I like that. Michelle, what are those supposed to be, like butts?
Butts, yeah.
I like that. You got a flat butt on the bottom there. No, I'm serious. I was so impressed. I was like, and the girls were so nice. All right, you had a couple of them that were like gaming me, like they say,
Well, they're nice 'cause they're
I'm
trying
an
to make
extra
money.
tip, and I'm like, well, Madonna. But we went through. I mean, we pulled out dollar bills and we were giving them away like water.
Yes.
But it was well worth it. The girls were wonderful, 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 wonderful young lady.
yes.
Very sweet and very professional. They were professional.
I'm sure they are.
They were not. They saw me as a mark, of course.
Mhm.
But I'm sitting there with like a 60 and change-year-old woman,
Yeah.
and Anthony Harris, he and I and her, and we were being looked at more than the girls, believe it or not. All
Yeah.
the people in the audience are all checking us out. I'm like, I'm not the stripper. Look at her. But they were
Yeah.
checking us out. We were like something out of some weird movie. Like, who are these freaks?
You come straight out of a comic book.
Yeah.
Jim Kelly, Enter the Dragon, 1973.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, no, it was weird. We were such an anomaly there. I mean, here's this older woman, very respectful looking, Anthony Harris, who I don't know,
Yes.
he looked
The
normal.
anarchist.
Yeah. And then there was me. See,
You want $1? Anyway.
$1. Do 5 somersaults
Twerk for me.
and 10
Twerk for me.
push-ups. And if you do 11 push-ups, I'll give you an extra 50 cents.
Okay.
No, seriously, it was great. We had a good time.
Uh-huh.
We had a good time.
Yes. Talking about making some Making some money.
It was different. I mean, I've never really, honestly, I've never been to a strip club.
Yeah.
I've been to like, in New York, they had a lot of porno theaters and all that crap. And there was one theater that my brother took me to where they were banging on stage. It was terrible. It looked sloppy.
Yeah, I went to a strip club once, and guess who was dancing? My neighbor's daughter.
Oh my God!
I was probably more embarrassed than she was.
I'm sure you were peeking through her windows after that, right? Anyway.
Talking about speaking of getting paid.
Yes, ATT.
Yeah.
That was terrible. It was really skanky.
Yeah.
And that was right on 42nd Street before Giuliani came in and threw all those people out.
Yeah.
Live sex act. Right on stage.
Speaking of getting paid, the royal baby Cambridge, the newborn son of Prince William and Princess Kate, could inherit $1 billion. The new royal baby made its first public appearance with his parents, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, outside of St. Mary's Hospital in London earlier today, stands to inherit $1 billion with the B, based on an estimate of how much his royal family is worth, according to WealthX. The family of the yet unnamed royal baby, Queen Elizabeth II, is worth the most at $660 million. WealthX affirmed that researchers ultra-high net worth of individuals in estimates. Prince Charles is worth at an estimated $370 million. Prince William is worth an estimated $20 million, while his brother Harry is estimated to have $16 million. Now, WealthX's figures do not include the possible inheritance of the crown jewels in the royal collection. The Queen's income...
They never really own that shit.
Yeah.
They only...
They're just renting it.
Yeah,
just renting
like
the
rent-a-wreck.
Yeah.
Or
like a storage.
Yeah, like
storage.
what do you call that place where they rent furniture?
What, rent to own?
Yeah, rent to own.
Errands.
And errands, yeah.
The Queen's income in 2004 is expected to rise by 15% to nearly $58 million next year, after the Crown Estate reported an increase in profit in June.
No.
Says David Friedman, the president of WealthX, says that the royal baby will wear a crown of heavy financial burden during his life, because he will inherit the family's wealth upon their deaths. It says families with substantial wealth already face acute challenges in helping their children navigate the burden and expectations that can accompany that wealth. He says, place on top of that the double burden of royal protocol and expectations. Prince William and Kate will need a tight grip of friends and community to provide an environment where the new prince can flourish. Wealth amplifies what lies beneath an individual's character. It will be up to Prince William and Kate to ensure that the prince can withstand the weight of glory. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Yeah.
For real.
And you know what? They're stiff-necked. That's what they are. That's why they can wear that crown. It affects your neck. It doesn't affect your head. They're hard-headed or stiff-necked.
Yeah.
And they're both.
The DS photograph said, at least they'll work for it.
Yeah, Camilla.
Isn't
Camilla the tampon queen?
The tampon.
Yeah, no, that's Prince Charles. I'm sorry. He said that he wished he was a tampon. That's how he talked to her, discussing
Princess Diana called her the Rottweiler.
Yeah.
Because
he looks like a tampon, doesn't he?
Well,
those big ass ears.
Actually, that's an insult to tampons. But
yeah, that's never
they do have wings. But so did they discover?
Did they ever discover the baby's race?
Yeah. I think he's white, Diaz. I think
so.
He's definitely an English ice cream boy.
You never know. It was cute though. I mean, little baby sticking his hands out. Yeah, you know.
Off with your head.
Yeah, you've been a royal baby your entire adult life. I know.
AT&T says every royal family member in England is Illuminati.
Yeah. A royal family just one chromosome away from having 3 legs and 3 arms. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Anyway.
Little action going on in town here.
Oh, really? What's up?
Got SWAT members surrounding the area right now looking for somebody.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
G. Monetti.
Kane Middleton. Oh.
But it's got but I don't know what it is. I'm scared away.
Yeah,
Congratulations to William and Kate on the birth of their son, and to the kids of Africa who will be getting
New
new
It's a Girl t-shirts. Yeah, because if it comes flip over, they get the flip side of it. If it was a girl, they had to get, yeah. Same thing during the Super Bowl 33. Remember, they went to Africa and they gave all those Super Bowl shirts. They had Atlanta Falcons on it, and those that they lost, they gave it to them and stuff. They took it off, which I know they got to be confused, man, because they think that the Atlanta Falcons won the Super Bowl when they really didn't back in 1999 against the Broncos. That's it.
How much you think these would go for?
What?
Aaron Hernandez jersey for 2013.
Well, they said probably go for like a grand
No, I
or
just
two.
want to hear it.
Oh,
yeah, well.
Jail suit.
Oh, by the way, ATT says the SWAT is coming to get you for streaking last night. Yeah,
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 they
they
call-
were serious. They were looking all over.
yeah,
Something
they'll.
going on in the hood.
they
Anyway.
call it the street.
Yeah, where we live here, this is kind of like Compton, California.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Straight out of Compton.
Anyway, do you know what SWAT stands for?
Yeah,
Special weapons and tactics.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was suck-wee-wees and telethons.
Ew.
Oh, well.
You speak from experience.
That's how they make money. Buy all those
Is that
guns.
what Jerry Lewis used to do?
Yeah, suck-wee-wees and telethons.
Okay.
I don't even want to do that invitation.
Anyway, so,
The words of Irving Martinez.
yeah,
His-
they're
his-
my
his
own.
own
They're my
does
own, and he
does
likes
not
it.
reflect.
Did they name the damn baby yet or what?
No, they still have the name.
Oh
of
my
the
God!
Oh, God.
The
no,
first
no,
drag of my
stop.
cigarette.
baby.
By the way, let me see. Let's make some wagers, shall we? How long will Kate live now that the Royals have an heir? By the way, let's make a wager right now. What do you think they're going to call him? I think I know.
I would say Will Jr., but that's way
what
too
I would think,
obvious.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not going to be Will Jr. I don't think they like Jr.
Slick Willie.
They don't even say Jr. They'll say like the
Really?
third or the fourth. It sounds more
Yeah.
educated, I guess, more well bred.
I would say maybe I would say maybe Edward.
Edward is good.
Edward James.
What
Edward
else?
James.
Edward, okay, and Michelle
Sir-
Stacey
Sir
said the same
Edward.
thing. Rosin Nicole says Michael. Manny says Lucifer.
Leroy.
They can call him Yaphet Koto. No.
Yaphet Koto.
Shanquita.
Charles, no, they're not going to name him Charles.
That's way too ghetto.
Charles Williams, no, they're not going to name him that. You know what they're going to name him? I believe. Arthur.
Arthur.
King Arthur. Remember King Arthur? And not only that, Charles, Prince Charles with the big ears and his son.
Yes, right.
They both have them.
They both have it as their.
They
middle
both have it
name.
as their second name. So why the hell not?
Yeah,
Name him
right.
Arthur.
Yeah, just great.
Arthur Arthur.
It's a beautiful day, isn't it?
Wasn't there a movie
Isn't
called
it
Arthur?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why not? Malcolm Muhammad. Yeah, that's good.
Malcolm. Yeah, I can see that.
Rocco said that little bastard Guinevere.
Gwen.
Guinevere.
Well, there's a good news I've had. Those who don't believe that we don't have good news,
The
then sure.
S18 Mansco still has no.
We have some good news.
Yes.
You know what the good news is
What?
for us? This is what our how many months now?
It's been 10 months.
10 months and going, and next month will be
11.
11, and September's going to be
12. A
12.
whole year.
one whole year doing the morning roast. Can you imagine that?
Exactly. I have some good news though. Beyonce invites Boston bombing survivors backstage. Beyonce Carter, the wife of Jay-Z, in the middle of a busy world tour, took some time out to meet 3 survivors of April's Boston Marathon bombings backstage at Boston's TD Garden. Mary Daniel, Adrian Haslett, and Heather Abbott, all of whom who lost a leg in the attack, all 3 of them who have lost a leg in the attack, were all smiles when they met the Halo singer just a few months after they began their recoveries. I'll just go ahead and give you the link.
Are we
to
talking
that.
about Bounce Asses?
What?
That's what a name sounds like. Bounce Asses.
No.
Yeah,
Recovery.
Bounce Asses. That's what a mother must have thought.
Yeah. Abbott spoke about her injury just a few days after the fact. Says, if someone had told me I would have half a leg basically at the age of 38 before this happened, I think I would never have believed it, she said. I think it would have been devastated if I really haven't had a moment of yet being devastated because I've gotten so much to sports. It's a support. It's a life-altering experience. I'm sure it is. So, but those who are, they all three of the women, I sent a link to get a picture of the three women. They all visited Beyonce backstage, and I guess that's really, really appealing for people who lost a leg, who suffered a lot.
Yeah. What about Beyonce getting a haircut on a fan? Did you see that? ATT, can you get that video? We'll put it on the next show. It'd be nice to see that fake hair.
Fake.
I don't think that's a real hair, honestly.
I do have some other updates about the poisoning over school lunches over in India.
Great. Yeah. Let's get an update. All the kids are dead now.
Yeah, Patna, India says a police official says authorities have arrested the principal of a school in eastern India.
Good.
Where 23 children died last week after eating lunch prepared with contaminated oil. Superintendent Sujit Kumar said a police team investigating the deaths in Bihar State arrested Meena Kumari on Wednesday, I guess earlier today, 9 days after she went into hiding. Kumari fled as soon as the children began falling ill after eating lunch cooked in the school. 23 school children between the ages of 5 and 12 died from eating the meal, and many others fell ill. Forensic tests have revealed that the lunch served to the children contained toxic levels of a deadly pesticide, mostly from phosphorus. Police were questioning Kumari to establish how the pesticide got mixed with the food.
I don't know.
Man,
those poor kids are starving, and this is what they do.
Yeah, they're starving.
They poison them.
They poison them and stuff. And no, I mean, I would,
What do you think is going to happen to that woman?
Probably going to jail.
That's it.
I mean, because what else? Because they have over a billion people. Do you think? I mean, I know this may be kind of strange and sickening to folks, but do you think that was kind of planned? Like in a way to control the population?
22 out of what? 10 billion? How many people did they have in India?
1.3 billion. They got 100 million less than the
largest population on
next
Earth.
to China. Yeah. And China has almost 1.4 billion. Yeah, Roscoe said population control.
Yeah, that's true, Rocco. Rocco says that's horrible, even with my sick-ass standards. It's true. Mm-hmm. Anybody would be appalled at that. Little kids, they don't do shit, man. They're the last little angels left. Of course, they grow up to be demons, some of them.
Yeah.
But,
Hey, I got something to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You know the election, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
September 17th?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On this day, September 17th, 1787 was the day the U.S. Constitution was signed.
Wow. I wonder.
How about that?
They're having the election on the constitutional writing day. Meanwhile, Megan and the South doesn't follow the Constitution. Maybe there's a reason for that.
Very interesting.
They're going to mock it.
I'll post the link.
Post a link there.
Here's the missing
By the way, Eve posted the link on the Beyonce thing. We'll show that tomorrow.
Beyonce who?
Beyonce getting a haircut in a fan on stage.
Yeah, what about Snowden? Where the hell? We haven't heard anything about Snowden.
Yeah.
Snowden is hiding.
How about that?
Yeah.
Snowden is hiding somewhere.
He's
in
hiding.
Russia.
He's
still
hiding.
trying to get that. He's still trying to
What
get.
if he's with Zimmerman? No, I know.
Beyonce knows. Yeah, that's good.
I'd rather be Snowden than that guy right now. I'm just.
I don't know.
Well,
you may have to flip a coin on that one.
Exactly. Snowden is being debriefed by the KGB.
Yeah,
I was going to say that, all right.
You may have to flip a coin on that one if you'd rather be
you and
Zimmerman or
I
Snowden.
kind of think alike. That's exactly what I'm thinking. And he ain't saying nothing. That Putin guy, that jewel thief, who stole the ring from
Super Bowl ring.
the Super Bowl. What a thief!
Yeah.
He's got the face of a thief.
Speaking
Look at that face of it. He's
Speaking
getting
of
divorced
which,
from his
you
wife.
ready for wordsmith? I'm gonna go ahead and get
Yeah, gotta
that.
get Wordsmith out.
Okay, the word of the day, word origins by John Ato is cane. C-A-N-E.
Cane.
Cane is a word of ancient ancestry. It can be traced back to Sumerian as jin, reed, R-E-E-D, and has come down to us via Assyrian kanu, K-A-N-U, and Greek kana, K-A-N-N-A, a derivative which canastron, wicker basket, was the ultimate source of English canister.
Yeah.
Latin borrowed the word as canna, C-A-N-N-A, and broadened its meaning out from reed, cane, to pipe, which is the basis of the English canal or channel or canon and canyon. From Latin came Old French cane, source of the English word.
Wow. Well, what about sugar cane? How did that cane come about?
Well, sugar cane. Well, sugar cane is basically a big reed filled with sugar. So yeah,
Well, that's true. What about the one they beat your legs with in
same thing.
Middle Eastern country?
Yeah, there's a cane. Yeah, it is a cane.
Cane
It is
your
made
ass.
out of reed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, your feet.
Mm-hmm. And it
Oh,
said,
wow.
who said that first? Basically, who said this phrase first? All dressed up and nowhere to go. It says.
I said that. I said it.
Yeah. It says a lament of the socially isolated. The term originated as "no place to go" from two separate songs in 1913, a century ago. The Indiana University holds "All Dressed Up and No Place to Go" by Joseph Daly and Thomas Allen, though it is not heard of much elsewhere. But the other song of the same year, "All Dressed Up and No Place to Go," music by Silvio Hine, words by Benjamin Hapgood Burt, was a huge success in the Broadway show Beauty Shop back in 1914.
Yeah, I remember that.
99 years ago, as sung by Raymond Hitchcock. I guess no relation to Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah, I would hate to hear Alfred Hitchcock singing a song.
When you're all dressed up and no place to go, life seems dreary, and slow. My heart has ached and bled for the tears I've shed. When I have no place to go unless I went back to bed.
All dressed up and no place to go. Oh, wasn't that Meatloaf? Meatloaf sang that. Wasn't it?
No, that's a whole other title, whole other person.
Oh, that's right. What was it? The Dashboard Light.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
That was a great song.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, I got one story. Since we have 5 minutes, I have one story if you want to check out Trending Now.
Okay, yeah, let's do some trending.
Yeah, we have
5 minutes.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes. We have top 10. I'll go from number 10 to number 1 was Trending Now. Number 10, the Bunheads canceled. Number 9, 61 tons of silver. Number 8, Tyrese Genuine Tank. Number 7, Skipping Breakfast. Number 6, Flock of Seagulls. Number 5, F-35 Strike Fighter. Number 4, Tara Mishmer. We already talked about her. She was the stripper who saved up $1 million a buck at a time. Number 3, Duck Dynasty. Number 2 is Tappan Zee Accident. And number 1, Jay Wow.
Wow.
So basically all of them are pretty much except for number 4. You can pick anyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
we have caller ID now, so we know who else calling. Oh, it's Anthony.
Oh,
okay,
Anthony.
hold on 1 second. By the way, you're right, Rocco. I did say when I got to Macon. Hey, morning, Rose. Good morning.
I'm calling to get my breaking news. Maybe you guys can give it to me.
Go.
I haven't been able to listen to you all day. I'm trying to get it from you guys. You guys are the Middle Georgia's #1 news source.
That's right, brother. We
Yes.
are the #1 breaking news.
So let me know. Have you heard? I mean, I don't know. I'm asking. So has Hart and Bishop qualified? Because they got till 12 o'clock today.
Yes, Bishop did qualify.
Yeah, he did qualify.
What about Hart?
No, I haven't heard anything from Hart.
He's got an hour.
He got an hour, believe me. He's got some secretary or somebody going down there.
He
for
got
him.
an hour and 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, but you know what we talked about yesterday, Irvin? If he doesn't do it, I have a feeling that you know who put him up to drop out.
Oh.
Well, I
You mean-
know. I know you mentioned that.
You mean Mr. You're Not Kind?
Yeah.
But hey,
I think he's doing it for that reason. If he doesn't run, it's because of that.
yeah. Well, I just got back from court about my driving with the tag, and it got thrown out.
Yeah, there you go. Once
right.
again, you beat the system.
Well done, man. Well done.
Well done. Was it Judge Faulkner?
Yeah, well, I got it thrown out, but I have to still pay a $15 court cost fee for having.
Yeah, of course.
That's not a big deal.
Okay.
I know. Yeah, he said to me, I wanted to pass this on to you. I got up there. He said, Anthony, he said, you here again? I thought you were here this time observing. I said, no, I'm just here. It's not a big deal, though, Judge. It's just a little bit of a misunderstanding. And he goes, yeah. He goes, you have your insurance information? I go, yeah, right here. Here's the date that I got it. You know, here's the tag and all that. He goes, okay, I'm going to throw it out, but you got to pay a $15 court cost.
There you go.
I understand. So then he says, before I leave, he says, so is it true? Are you running for mayor? I go, yeah, I am. He said, we need fresh blood. We need new blood. And I said it was a sign when they reopened the qualifying and they moved the election. Mm-hmm. And he shook his head and he said, I tell you what, there's a lot of people mad at you about that too.
Wow. Well, take it from the judge. Here comes the judge. I like Judge Faulkner. He's a good guy.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's a good guy, but then I started taking it as maybe there's some like really inside people that are mad about it. So, and then it made me think, has Bishop and Hart qualified yet? Because I really believe if Hart drops out, we said it from the beginning, he's always been a Rickard guy. They're one and the same. He's just a darker version. And if he drops out, I have a feeling he was put up to it by Rickard's camp because they know darn well that Rickard has no chance in winning if Hart stays in.
Okay, hey, Ant, I just got some breaking news. You will not believe this right here, Ant. Guess what? What? I just got this breaking news. It's a wing dang dinger for you right here. Former police chief receives a top honor. He has a brand new title. Former Mike Burns was named Outstanding Chief of the Year at the Georgia Association of Chief of Police annual banquet in Savannah. What do you think about that?
Oh my God!
I call that.
They're gonna burn in hell.
That's called. They're trying their damnedest to make this guy look good, so he doesn't leave with a bad legacy. That's what that's called.
I know. Freaking believable. Oh well, you know, Anthony, I have to say this though about Chief Burns. Other than the fact that he was, in my opinion, he doesn't deserve this award at all.
Right.
But personally, as a person, he is a nice guy.
Is he?
Maybe too nice. Maybe that's why he did what he did.
I never met him.
He really is a nice guy. I have to say that about Chief Burns.
I just think he's a horrible.
He's just a lousy chief of police. I don't think he deserves this award. But personally, he's a very nice person.
You know what? That sounds to me like the Jimmy Carter effect.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah,
I don't know. Jimmy Carter's a little bit more radical than
Jimmy Carter of
he's
police
a horrible
chiefs.
president, but a nice guy.
Yeah.
Carter effect.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he didn't make it to a second term.
Yeah. I don't know. Have you heard? It's the international. You heard about these? This police over in India. They arrested the principal of the school because 23 children would died from poisoned food, contaminated food.
Sounds like Anjet Lyles.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Hey, I got my check today. I'm about to go deposit it, but I won't be able to get any of it out until tomorrow.
Don't you get $100 up front?
No. Because the reason why is because my name is not on the account. It's just Heather's account.
I see.
And I just put it right into her account, and I can't take money out of it until only through the ATM can I do that.
I see.
And it won't go through until midnight tonight.
I'm excited. Tomorrow's lunch.
So tomorrow we'll do something. I'm gonna invite Al Tillman.
Great. Well, you better pull out an extra 20.
I really am gonna invite Al Tillman as a friendly gesture. I'm gonna say, Al, since you and I are the two new qualifiers, and we were in that article in the Telegraph.
Yes.
We're gonna go out. We're gonna go out, and I'm gonna take you to lunch along with Irvin and Derek. And
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Ed's big head wants to go too. Ed can go too.
There you go. Ed, you're invited to lunch tomorrow.
I'm telling him right now, he's gonna have to put up with a bunch of racist jokes throughout lunch.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. Yeah, Rocco's not coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, this is great. I'm glad to hear that the good news, the breaking news, and that the even better news that we're gonna have lunch tomorrow.
Yes.
Right. Yeah,
It's always
like
good.
Al Tillman would agree with, it's always good news when you can eat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you have a Tillman's number, right?
Yeah, well, actually, I'll Facebook message him.
Okay, that sounds
I
good.
got his number too. You gave it to me, remember? You gave it to me about a week ago.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, because you're out of town, Rocco. You're nowhere near us.
Tell Rocco he can come too, but he's got to pay for the plane ticket.
Yeah, you got to pay for a plane ticket and you can come too. How's that, Rocco?
Right.
Yeah, you can spew out all the racist rank you want in the restaurant.
Wow.
I'll probably enjoy that. I
All right,
would.
guys, I'm out of here.
All right.
All right, buddy. Thanks for the news. Good show.
Thanks
And
for coming
hopefully
by.
Sam Hart is not going to run.
No, I want him to run. I want it to stay as muddy as possible. I want the waters to be so damn muddy. 'Cause
Yes.
the more people that run, the more votes I get.
There you go.
That's the way I looked at it.
That's pretty good.
Good news.
Right.
All right, buddy.
See ya.
Love
See
ya.
ya.
Bye.
Later.
By the way, Rocco, you're right. You'll take a time machine, come back to 1954, and wind up in Macon, Georgia.
Yeah. That's true.
You're absolutely
That's
right.
very true. That's not lunch is good. Lunch is good, but not as nearly good as breakfast though. That was one of the stories from training. Now I was going to quick talk about this. It says that skipping breakfast may increase a risk of and chances of getting a heart attack.
Wow.
And it said a study. This is from Atlanta. A study that people who regularly skip breakfast had a 27% higher risk of getting a heart attack
Well, I
than those
guess
who
I'm
ate a
going to
morning
die
meal.
soon.
I'm hoping for mine.
Yeah, it says other studies have suggested a link between breakfast and obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, and other health problems seen as precursors to heart problems. And
But wait,
those
that's
guys-
crazy because for breakfast you have eggs, you have bacon, you have white bread toast,
Mm-hmm.
you have
But a lot of people
potatoes.
skip-
I mean, doesn't that cause a heart attack?
Well, yeah, but you know, like
Mm-hmm.
we say, a lot of people skip breakfast because, like me, I never ate breakfast way back. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'd get up 5 o'clock in the morning and be at work. You know,
Yeah.
you get a little bit of break, and you know, it's like, you eat lunch.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm a big fan of breakfast actually, but I usually eat breakfast like around now.
Yeah, I mean, I had like apples, cinnamon, oatmeal earlier this morning. But
Sounds
anyway,
exciting.
yes, it is. I just want to thank. Well, it's 11:05. Just want to thank everyone who's been checking us out, holding us down. I want to thank Adidas Photo Guy, Michelle Stacy, Rosalind Nicole. Thank you. Plastic Canvas, ATT, Johnny Fever, Knucklehead Irv, Manny, Nical 3000, Rocco Too Much, Wolf Moon 1970, Yuck Fu, Zappa 1, and also
God, we had a whole bunch.
Earl Big Skillet, who was here earlier today.
Gecko Lizard who was here for about 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had the coffee guy on.
Yeah, the coffee guy, Anthony's brother there. And also thank you, Ann, for calling us on the last 5 minutes of the show. Thank you again. This tomorrow will be Thirsty Thursday. So definitely we'll see you. On behalf of Irv and Ed, this is DB saying, can you smell what the roast is brewing? We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.